Let's introduce the team we have assembled this afternoon. An All-Australian, a Merritt Murray medal winner, former captain of the Lions, Tom Rockcliffe. Rocky, how are you?
Yes, good afternoon, BT. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Really looking forward to the contest today. We know the Lions just fell short at the MCG last week. Disappointed with the last sort of 7-8 minutes of that game. They should have had that wrapped up. But Geelong starting to find their best form. So it should be a cracking contest here. Almost full house as you look around here. There's not many empty seats around the ground at the Gabba, so really, really good contest this one should be.
And the one-time premierships, Brownlow, Norm Smith, Simon from Survivor. Blackie, how good is winter in Queensland?
Oh, isn't it magnificent? I was at the kids' sport this morning, 23 degrees, thereabouts. Just beautiful in Queensland, BT. Pleased to live up here. And look, mate, we've got a cracking game here at the Gabba. It's a lovely afternoon, perfect conditions for footy. And gee, with 6 games left of the season, guys, before the finals start. Every game from here on in has big implications with the ladder. And for Brisbane dropping that game last week against the D's, that has a big impact. A couple of games behind the Port Adelaide Footy Club, and the Cats now looking the goods, aren't they? Starting to get near their best footy, so we're in for a cracker this afternoon, no doubt.
Ream Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a Ream, the host of the Rush Hour here in Brisbane and the Gold Coast, and the #1 daily sports news podcast in the country, The Scorecard. Liam Flanagan, how are you, Flanners?
Oh, I'm flying. Good afternoon, gentlemen. What about the achievement of Chris Scott this afternoon? Goes level with Reg Hickey as for the most games ever coached at the Geelong Cats. 71% win rate.
Incredible.
The Scoreboard podcast, you were the one that actually just initiated that being ranked #1. You were telling us all the numbers off air to make sure that BT brought it up, weren't you?
Well,
self-promotion.
You can only row out your own boat so far, Rocky.
That's the scorecard as well.
Scorecard. Come on.
Look, boys, he's been a great get on track. It's a great servant, hasn't he, of the Geelong Footy Club, Chris Scott. He's been there a long time, and their win percentage would say 70+%. That's superb. What a side he's had, what a squad he's had, what a story, what a journey. Mate.
209 wins, 91 losses.
But the management of it, everyone says, no one really gets a gauge on him until he goes to the bottom and brings the bottom team up. But his ability to keep him in the finals and keep him there, no one can do that. No one's done that in history. So the credit where credit's due. Yes, they probably haven't won the flags that they would have liked to win, but they've been thereabouts many a times, prelim finals. They've missed one finals campaign under him. He's been sensational for the Geelong Footy Club and outstanding coach.
And a great example of leadership from the top, isn't it? You know, what an all-around great led club from their CEO down, board level down. Just a great example of why it's worked.
All right, there's a late change. Let's get down to the boundary side. Bob Jane, Team Arts, Belinda Mellon. G'day, B.
Hello, gentlemen. Yeah, Gary Rowan is that late out. Of course, couldn't overcome that ankle injury. Zach Tui comes in. Osim Mullen, the sub, and Kai Lohman, the sub for the Lions. On the Lions bench, we have Coleman, Ashcroft, Archie, McCarthy. And right as we speak, the Cats have only named 3 players on their bench, so a bit of last-minute juggling with that late withdrawal. Atkins, Brown and Bowes on the bench, but I'll let you know who the 4th player is as soon as everyone else does.
Thank you, B. Bob Jane, Team Arts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Cats have beaten the Lions 5 out of the last 6 times, including the prelim last year. They've built a great rivalry, these two, haven't they, in finals as well?
Yeah, they certainly have. The last time they obviously met at the MCG, Geelong got hold of them, then went on to win that premiership. So the Lions would be looking to rectify that. No greater opportunity after last week's disappointing performance. And this game is really important as well, because if they cough this game up today, the Lions at home, Melbourne potentially jump them, and then they are looking down the barrel of taking on Collingwood at the MCG the first week of finals if they finish 4th. So this game's really important for them. They need to get the win. Geelong also need to get the win and really try and cement that home final. We know it's going to be at the MCG, not down there in Geelong, but they can potentially make a push for top 4 by winning today.
It's massive for Brisbane because from my evidence so far, what we've seen, they need to finish top 2 and they can't afford to drop today. They've got to almost go down now and steal the Collingwood match at Marvel in a few weeks' time. They obviously need Collingwood probably to beat Port Adelaide tonight. They need some things going their way. So this is a critical game for the fixture of the Lions this year.
Triple M footy prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly.
And just around the grounds as well, Charlie Curnow's just kicked his 10th.
10?
Wow.
He's got the big 10. He kicked 9 against them and they took him off last time they played. He's got the 10 today.
They can start engraving the Coleman medal. Charlie Curnow going to be hard to chase down now. 10. Let's see what Big Joe Danaher can do this afternoon. The Lions are going to be kicking to the right of your radio dial. Absolutely sparkling conditions at the Gabba on a Saturday afternoon for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Game of the round. It's the cat fight. The Lions and Geelong. Good bounce to start us off. McInerney Stanley straight down to Lockie Neal. He gave it to Dunkley, a really big in this afternoon for the Lions. Very good contest. Stewart too good. Floating intercept mark. Squares it up. Goes backwards to centre half back. Finds Duncan. Zorko stands the mark. Short pass finds the veteran Smith. Norm Smith medalist in last year's premiership. 3-time premiership star. 2 of those with the Hawks. 1 as a cat. He plays on, gallops inside forward 50. Stanley the target. McInerney fist it down. Coming back strongly, numbers of the midfield. Wilmot, quick kick. Found Rayner. Here come the Lions.
No Bailey today, so Rayner set for a big afternoon. Zorko goes into attack. Hipwood in front. Charlie Cameron opens up for him. Kick doesn't have the journey. Smith tracking back as he so often does. Takes the simple mark and wants to switch it to the broadcast side to Guthrie. Holmes on a lead. Still inside their defensive 50. Has a couple of metres on Jared Berry. And he'll go in short again on the overlap is Duncan. One of the best disposers inside 50, but he's across half-back at the moment and wants to come inboard. That's not a great kick. He's picked out Dunkley back in the side, gets it moving. Wilmot runs around close, eyes light up, just inside the 50. Is it going to have the journey? Yes, but just offline to the left. First score of the afternoon is a behind to the Lions half-back. Geez, he's got some excitement, doesn't he?
Certainly does, Wilmot, doesn't he? When he gets the ball, you just don't know what's going to happen. He's got that acceleration from 0 to 100 really quickly.
You can always get a hot finish to the footy with Macca's Winter Pie range, available now at McDonald's. Cats bring it back into the outer side. Good mark taken by Blitzarves. What about the man this bloke has become as a footballer? Approaching 250 games, Mark Blitzarves. So versatile. Found Smith. Smith, long kick, close, got to the front spot, brought it forward. Stengel hunts it, quick handball, backwards, finds Duncan. Now Jeremy Cameron. Lowers the eyes, lovely left shoe. Dangerfield marks 55 out. Goes back with the intent to have a shot. Does he still have this range, Simon Black, at his ripe old age?
I don't think so. He'll be kicking from about 56 metres. I'll be surprised if he gets a journey, Flanners.
3 kicks for me and Blackie back in the day.
He knew he didn't have it in him. Dangerfield went short. Squared it up, found Max Holmes. Heaver gave it to the Blitzarves, the athlete. Left shoe, non-preferred, high to the goal square. Good fist came from Payne and Andrews. Now McCluggage running, racing, kick in the air, had too much.
Picked out Henry. Henry hesitates, then kicks out into space. How about the speed there of the other Henry? Picks it up, got it to Tui, the late inclusion, rested last week. Forced to handball it back to Ollie Henry along the deck, picked up by Wilmot. And they might be out of trouble. No, they're not. The big fist from Blitzarves from behind. Now taken by Cameron. Kick around the corner is marked by Jasper Fletcher at left half back. Wants to switch the play. Comes out to Harris Andrews. Now to McKenna. The little chippy kick inboard to Zorko. He goes to the wing. Good play here from the Lions. Almost feels like a set play. Goes out to wide to Cameron, and he's got Hipwood on his own in the middle. Has to get it moving on quickly. Puts a little bit of air underneath it at full stretch. Might have won the free kick, and did. A little bit lucky there, Jack Henry chopping the arm.
Yeah, I think so. Very lucky. It was a great effort defensively to get back Henry, but the umpires deemed it chopping the arms, as you said, BT. So it's a really hot start, isn't it? Both quality sides here, feeling each other out. Really, almost a bit of a finals feel about it so far. It's going to be a beauty.
Harvey Norman replay, not much in that contest at all, but Charlie Cameron should have got the 50-metre penalty. The Geelong player ran inside that sort of 5-metre protected zone, so he should be the one kicking the goal from the goal line. But Hipwood, tight angle.
Coming from the fence here, Eric Hipwood just drifts in the field of play now, gets it around a little bit. That looks great off the boot. What a beautiful kick from Eric Hipwood. Flexes the bicep, few high fives. Wonderful goal. First of the afternoon, 117 first blood to Brisbane. Triple M Repco scoreboard. Repco, driven by passion for 100 years.
Well, he's a confidence player, Rock, as we know, isn't he? So no doubt that's going to get Hipwood up and going. And Last couple of weeks, he's had a reasonable year, Hipwood, there's no doubt about that, and Danaher's been in red-hot form, so this Geelong defence that has been in some really solid form themselves is going to have to be on top of their game, because these two Brisbane Tors have been up and about, and they're going to have to play well. But yeah, what a great feel this start of the game's had.
Yeah, certainly. Harvey Norman replay. Hipwood very lucky to get that free kick, but he went back, nailed it from a tight angle from around 35, absolutely crunched it and gave the crowd a bit. So nice finish there on the Harvey Norman replay.
It's Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman. We're giving you a free $50 cyber safety voucher to use towards any cyber security product. T's and C's apply. Ball back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Clearance was a beauty by McCluggage. Umpires picked out a free kick. Going to go to Gunston. Stewart had a hold of him. Gunston just outside the 50 sees a lead. On is it Charlie? Goes back and tells the umpire exactly where he marked it. The man on the mark, Kolajasny, will stand at 45, tight angle.
Great skill levels in the early part of this game for the Brisbane Lions. They're looking to lower their eyes, hit those targets inside 50. We know Geelong's system's so good. They support their defence really well, but a couple of times they've moved the footy. It started with Zorko at half-back to find Neil, and then that time, Dunstan, he just had a half metre, got the free kick, and then beautiful delivery to Cameron inside 50.
This man's on track for a third consecutive 50-goal-plus season for the Lions. He's not going to add to it there, all the way to the line. Danaher, big fly, and it's rushed through for a minor score. 1-8 now the Lions. Geelong yet to score. Triple M Repco scoreboard. Repco, driven by passion for 100 years, 6 and a bit played first term.
Former Gold Coast son, Jack Bowes, to bring the ball back in. And he's going to go out to the outer side, have a bounce. McCarthy giving chase. Goes with a long and high ball. Blitzarves got hands to it, brought it to ground. Tui turning to tackle of Fletcher. Good tackle as well. Got a boot to it as he was slung to the ground. Improvised kick there from Holmes. Berry waits for it and it bounces up for him now. And now off to Starcevic, who's going to send them back into attack. Oh, nice fist there from De Koning. Danaher from behind here is Cameron looking lively. Good tackle though from Kolajasny. Ball gets booted back into him. Action in the right forward pocket, Lions end. Jack Henry, slappy, scrappy kick out of defence. Stengel waiting for it at the back. Kick goes forward off the deck. Ollie Henry gets down low, out wide into space. Stengel has Holmes in support, forced to retreat to Adkins. 100th game today, not a great kick. Starcevic though couldn't get onto it. De Bruyne now towards Myers, fast hands. Bowes getting forward inside the 50. Goal square's open, hits the post. And that's their first score of the afternoon, a blemish to the Cats. They are one behind. Lions are 1-8. Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Didn't they look fantastic though? The ability to shape the ball through hands from the middle of the ground, looking very dangerous, the Cats. Very unlucky not to kick that goal.
Lions will bring it into the outer side. Fletcher now with the football, comes corridor, finds his housemate Ashcroft. Couple of father-sons combining. Jasper Fletcher yet to receive a Rising Star nomination. Was good last week. Maybe if the Lions had got over the line, he would have got it. Long to the wing goes Ashcroft. It's going to go against Hipwood. Free kick to Tom Stewart for the Cats. Just backward of centre. 7-point margin at the moment in favour of the home side. They've started well. Chris Fagan said that they would be looking at that aspect of their game after the slow start against the D's last week, and he'd be pleased with what he's seen so far, especially if they can convert this turnover in the middle into another goal. Ball in dispute. Tackle pressure comes from the Cats midfield. Bodies on top of the Sharon. We're going to have a ball up in the heart of the Gabba.
You feel like the Lions leaders want to make a statement today too. Last week they got bullied in that last 7 or 8 minutes by Melbourne's leaders. You'd expect Neil, Andrews, McCluggage, these guys to really stand up. Zorko, they'd want to have a good game and really get the game on their terms early on in this one.
Free kick to Lockie Neal for holding. Sends a high ball into attack. Good mark there from Stewart from behind on McCarthy, who lost track of the footy.
Just not the kick, BT. Just too much height elevation. Just allow the Geelong defence to slip in and mark the footy. That one needs to be low and flat.
Zach Guthrie, Strip on the Seabus Super special comments from Simon Black, Tom Rockcliffe today. Guthrie out to De Koning, wants to come inboard. Gunston coming across. Bowes, the juggler, off the deck, taking the ground. Now Zach Guthrie steps around McCluggage nicely. Goes towards centre half forward to get another high kick through hands. Wilmot goes to right half forward. Well trapped by Zach Guthrie. Oh, but he hospital handball in towards Jack Henry. Comes out, should have been holding the footy. Fast hands too fast there for Adkins. Ashcroft somehow got a boot to the ball. And now Stewart coming out, tackled by Hipwood. McCarthy sweating on Henry. Charlie, Cameron and Bowes taps it in front of himself. Bowes doing well, gets back in front of Charlie, but he goes to ground. Cavalry arrives to both sides, and the sweeper is to Koning and comes out to the outer side.
Pressure rating would be sky high for both sides early in this first term.
Geelong want the corridor at all costs here at the moment. The Lions doing a great job to clog it up and put pressure on it. Every time they've tried to hit it, they've always got a hand in at the moment, the Lions. So they may have to change method a little bit and go a little bit wider out of defence here, Geelong.
Myers turned the footy over in the corridor. Hands to Coleman. Coleman sends it to the top. Nobody at home for Brisbane. Kolajasny with the intercept mark. Cats will look to escape to the outer side. Guthrie. Long searching kick. Numbers close. Got separation on Wilmot. Marks on the logos. The run is on, the spread is on. The runner out wide is Dangerfield. He plays on from the mark. Inside forward 50, going to be downfield.
No, they're bringing it back.
No, they're bringing it back. McInerney got into his back. Danger's saying, why is that not downfield 20 metres out where the ball landed?
Just in the action of kicking, Flanners. That's the reason why the umpires deemed it where the ball was kicked from. The free kick's going to take place, but they're going to be kicking for around 80 metres from goal.
As McInerney did well to put some pressure on Dangerfield there. So that's allowed the Lions to get back in numbers. Ollie Henry is the deepest forward. Leads out now, but won't get to him. Cadet Coleman hands to it. Comes to ground now. He's the tackler. The Cats get a stoppage inside their forward 50.
That's the tackling pressure they need. Brisbane Lions are last in the competition for tackles. Ranked last. 30 less tackles than any other team in the competition. That's an area of their game they need to really hone in and improve. It's an area that they are last in by a lot, 30 tackles, so they need to be far better.
Bruin got a boot to it. Oh, did it go through? No, just missing to the right. And through for a behind. Cats still searching for their first goal. They've got a couple of behinds on the board. The Lions are 1-2-8. Triple M Repco scoreboard. Repco driven by passion for 100 years.
Not 15, play on, play on.
Lions bring it in short to Ashcroft. You heard the umpire mic'd up exclusively for Triple M that it wasn't the necessary distance. The kick to Andrews didn't get to him. Jeremy Cameron intercepts. 55 from home, jammed up against the left side boundary. He'll be looking for options top of square. Hawkins, the target. Oh, he pulled the kick very cleverly, Cameron. It didn't get to the target, though. Jasper Fletcher intercepts. He's wrapped up in a good tackle by Myers, and we'll have a ball up just inside the Cats' forward 50. 10 minutes remaining in this first term. 6 points the margin in favour of the Lions.
So, another stoppage just inside the Cats' 50. Holmes feeds a handball out. Dangerfield, snap around the corner, gets to the goal square. Strong mark from the ever-improving Jack Payne. Still a young man. I think he's only 21 years of age, but he's come a long way this season because Marcus Adams is out. Now they kick it around their defensive 50 out to Jared Berry, and he'll come out with a precise kick to McCluggage. Flashing pass was Ashcroft. Now he's got Neal. Short pass out wide. Oh. Hawkins, has he given away the 50? No, Neal will just move it on quickly out to Jasper Fletcher. Drags it in, can play on. Up the line he goes. Poor kick. Straight down the throat of Max Holmes, and the Cats get it back.
Real arm wrestle at the moment. Both clubs trying to feel each other out, try and beat each other in style.
Oh, McCarthy, he got to Atkins. Atkins didn't see him coming from the blind side. Now the ball's in dispute, right in the heart of the Gabba. We're going to have a ball up.
Yeah, the pressure's good, isn't it, Rock? They're well organised both sides defensively, and there's not much time when you've got the footy out there. It's a great contest. It has got that finals feel about it. I think we're set for a beauty.
Simon Black, Tom Rockcliffe on the Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Ball just inside the Lions forward 50. Archie pursuing Tui. The late in for Gary Rowan. Tui got the footy. Archie couldn't stick the tackle. Tui sends it down the wing. Close big fly. Didn't come down with it. Andrews relieves the pressure, finds Berry.
Berry just forward of centre, right near the benches. Not a lot of movement ahead of him. Just go long and pierce the 50 with this kick. Gets on his bike now. And goes to half forward. Rayner from behind. Danaher hit the deck. No free kick. Off hands. Ashcroft. Snap around the corner. He's good for just about a goal a game, and a quality goal a game too. He and Fletcher lit up the third quarter last week against the D's. That is off target. 1-3-9 the Lions. 2 behinds of the Cats. Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Beautiful head of hair, Ashcroft, doesn't he?
Wonderful. Envious.
Cats come near side. Duncan, good mark in front of McCarthy. Again, they look to the corridor. Duncan, nothing on internally, so goes wide. Andrews will intercept this. Easy mark, light work for the co-captain of the Lions. Beautiful kicks, founds Rayner. He has men on in the corridor. McCluggage wants it. Instead, he's just forced to go back. This is the sort of inside 50 kick the Cats defence eat for breakfast most of the time. Tom Stewart, easy fist. Ball will spill over the boundary line for a throw. And inside the Lions forward 50, 139. The Lions plays 2 behind the Cats.
It's a treat to watch Tom Stewart play live, isn't it? The way he just anticipates, sets himself up. Just took his 100th contested mark for the season so far, boys. He's an absolute beauty.
He's a general back there. The voice of Simon Black, Triple M C-Bus Super Special comments. Boundary throw-in, right forward pocket. Danaher comes out, took it clean out, then got a boot to it. Toward the goal square, took a hand of Gunston on the way through. Good recovery there from Jack Henry. De Koning's kick, though, will not clear the defensive 50. Dunkley had his name over it, picked up by Jared Berry. Turns, goes back in to Jack Gunston, takes that on the chest safely. Jack Gunston back in the side the last few weeks. And half a dozen against the Eagles will line up in the left forward pocket about 35 to 40 out.
No time and space for either team at the moment. A real good contest, there's no doubt about that. Simon Black mentioned it before. Real finals feel about this. Watching it live here at the moment, there's no time and space for any player.
As Bowes rushes in for the smother, Gunston stepped out. The snap around the corner is offline. So Eric Hipwood, the only goal kicker so far, 16 minutes into this first quarter. It's the Lions 1-4-10. Cats 2 behinds.
Choice Hotels around the ground. Full time at Marvel Stadium. Carlton have defeated West Coast by 71 points, and Charlie Curnow might have wrapped up the Coleman with a big 10. 10 goals he kicked this afternoon, Charlie.
And Carlton have jumped back in a 7th position on the AFL ladder. You wouldn't have thought that 5 weeks ago.
Who would have thunk it? Michael Voss, his job was in jeopardy. There were factions everywhere at the Blues, and here they are back in the 8. Finals hopes alive. Here at the Gabba this afternoon, we're talking top 4 hopes as the Lions escape. Handball over the top. Quick dance step from McCarthy. Fed Archie. The tackle wasn't stuck by Bowes. Gave it back to the Irishman. Around the body. No good. It's minor score.
Well, inside 50s now, Flan, is a 12 or 13 to 6 in the Lions' favour. But, yeah, they're just not getting many looks, many scoreboard pressure. 1 goal, 4 off kick so far. So we know the quality side the Cats are. They can go down and go bang, bang, bang. So the Lions going to make sure they make some hay here when they get these looks inside 50.
Triple M Red Z Lending stats. Red Z Lending loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com. The big fist there from Harris Andrews almost goes in the 50. Kolajasny slung to the ground. Bodies diving in. It's hard and tough and tight in there. Adkins couldn't get a boot to it. It funnels out towards Duncan. A long handball into space. Smith screws that back on his left. Payne couldn't trap it. Comes out near the boundary. Andrews slipped the Stengel tackle. Now Caneen Coleman, safe left boot, finds Zorko. They want to come through the middle. Archie signed a 2-year deal during the week, and he's got numbers out wide. Switches it now to McCluggage. Has a look at Holmes, says, I'll take you on. Goes into attack. Danaher went to ground. Was there a free kick? No. Mark's been taken by Tom Stewart. Wants to get it moving.
Out of side. Contes. Berry tried his best. Wasn't enough. Cameron, good mark right on the logos. Out of side of the Gabba. 1-4-10 the Lions. The Cats just the 2 behind. So an 8-point margin. Triple M Repco scoreboard. We've got 5 minutes and 15 seconds left to play. The Cats are moving quickly. Inside forward 50 with the kick. Top of the goal square. They've gone over the back. It's the race of the big ruckman. Tom Rockcliffe doesn't like it. Minor score for the Lions. Margin back to 7 points. As the Lions are going to bring it quickly. Straight up the guts went Zorko. Rayner with the juggler.
Great mark there from Rayner. Turns and kicks. They might go coast to coast here. Goal square wide open. Goes out wide looking for Gunston. Just bounced in front of him.
Just picked the wrong option then inside 50. He had a lay down inside 50, about 15 metre pass to Joe Danaher all by himself. Didn't see him, went for the Gunston over the top. Unfortunately, dribbled out of bounds, but that's been the Lions' issue so far today. They haven't been able to hit those targets inside 50, as Blackie said before.
Low scoring start, 1-4-10, 3 behinds the Cats. Boundary throw in. Danaher again takes the forward 50 stoppage. Archie, his handball goes back into the congestion. Stacks on the middle. Umpire will rush in and throw it up again. A lot of bodies around this footy at the moment.
Thanks, Reece. Go.
Throws it up. Stanley. Danaher got some space toward the goal square, one-on-one. Henry and Gunston. Gunston got over Jack Henry's shoulder, and he wants to move it quickly to O'Connor. He can get up and running. Goes up towards the wing. Looks like a beautiful kick for Stengel, but I think he knew Harris Andrews was coming. Turnover. Wilmot into Dunkley. Great to see him back in the side. They missed him in that last quarter last week. Sweeping handball out wide. Connor McKenna in towards the pocket, looking for Archie. Sticky hands, good mark, good strong mark there from Cal Archie. Is that a stop-start season, Blackie?
Oh, that was a brilliant kick from McKenna. Goodness me, the Geelong defence was set back. A lot of numbers there, and he just darted this 45-metre pass and just placed it out, and Callum Archie said, mate, you're going to run onto this. He placed it where he wanted to move, and Archie, all he had to do was just have some slightly sticky fingers and mark that footy. Beautiful kick, McKenna.
Been in and out of the side this year, concussed against the Tigers. Right forward pocket, and he hangs it out to the right, and just a minor score. 1-5-11 the Lions, 3 behinds are the Cats. 3.5 minutes to go for Geelong to get a goal in this term.
Cats to the outer side. Cameron with a hopeful fist. It paid off. Coleman target or intercept there from Henry. Did really well, the defender. Colin Jasny handballed over the top. Dangerfield, good pick up on the half volley. Chipping ball, wants close, gets him just before the boundary line. Centre wing outer side. Lions 11, Cats 3. 8-point margin, 3 minutes remaining. Close force to just slow the footy down. Eventually has a lead-up option come towards him. Brian Myers, game 100 last week. Laser-like kick, intercepted by Lachie Neale.
Seen a few kind of unusual kicks and turnovers from the Cats in this first quarter.
We have in Brisbane. If I'm Chris Fagan, I'm saying to his players, guys, you need to lower your kick inside forward 50. It's 3 or 4 instances where they've gone in and they've just elevated that ball, brought the Geelong defence into play, and they've intercepted. So if I'm Chris Fagan, I'd be saying, guys, you've got to just bring the height of the ball down, and those forwards come hard at the ball, make it easier for the kicker as well.
Triple M Seabus Super Special comments from Simon Black. Blitzarves Danaher in the ruck. Out to Neil Archie, now to McKenna. Pops a handball over the top. Zorko running away from the traffic, but ran into the tackle of Dangerfield. Holding the footy, Zorko stays down. Numbers streaming forward for the Cats. Zorko is still down. Get Belinda Mellon. Well, it's kind of a timely blood rule. Belinda Mellon for Bob Jane T-Nuts. You're right there. What's happened there with Dane Zorko?
He's right in front of me, boys. I think that Dangerfield's boot must have collected him in the forehead. He held his head as soon as Dangerfield tackled him. The doctor and physio both holding his head closed. Dangerfield, strangely, also has blood streaming from his left eye, but Zorko is in world of hurt. He's tried to go back on the... Sorry, I shouldn't laugh because it is serious, but he's gone to the umpire and gone, I'm going back on, mate. He's like, no, blood rule. He's got blood streaming down his face. So I guess you can only try.
There's a lot of blood there. Thank you, B. Bob Jane T-Nuts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Look like a clash of heads there. Tui will take the free kick, and he's going to drive that to right half forward. Cameron jumped too early. Joe Danaher getting back late in this term to prevent the Cats from scoring. Takes the safe mark and wants to handball it off to McKenna. Has a bounce in defence, switches it out wide. Lions have numbers. Jasper Fletcher in possession. Honours the lead there of Cameron, but coming across O'Connor. Probably could have taken the mark in the end. I think he realised that he was virtually on his own and knows it too.
Just been hesitant a couple of times as Jasper Fletcher, and as a result of that hesitation in turnovers from his kick, so he's just going to back himself, a young guy, get the ball, go, take the game on and believe in himself.
Boundary throw in left half forward for the Cats. Yet to kick a goal in this first term. They kicked 7 in the first quarter against the Bombers last week. Goalless at this stage. Lions moving it forward. Danaher put it out in front of Cameron. Bowes looks like he's got the job on Charlie for now, and we're going to have a boundary throw in right half forward.
Yeah, some early Reds headletting stats. Disposals pretty even. Geelong +8 in that category. Inside 50s is the big differential in this game so far. Really in Brisbane's favour. They've gone inside 50 a number of times, 17-7 to Geelong. So +10 in that category at the moment.
Reds Ed lending loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com.
As Fletcher is tied up in a O'Connor tackle. Joe Danaher's just a little bit slow to get up and hobbling a little. He'll take this ruck contest and try and shove Blitzarves underneath the footy. Gets it back, slips the tackle. Kick just goes to right half forward. It might go out of bounds before it gets to Hipwood. Just got his shit on the way through. And there's just about exactly a minute remaining in this first term as Zorko's getting patched up on the bench after that clash of heads with Paddy Dangerfield. Ump will throw it back in. Minute to score for the Lions. They have it in their 50, and Holmes gets a little shove there from McCluggage, and we'll do it again, Simon Blake.
It's more Red Z and leading stats, guys. The leading possession getters for the Lions. McKenna has 9, Lockie Neal 8, and Joe Danaher 6 for the Cats. Tom Stewart has 8, Myers 7, and Duncan 6.
It also looks like Tanner Bruhn getting some strapping work done on his shoulder on the bench for the Cats as well. So Dangerfield with the blood rule and Tanner Bruhn with a shoulder concern. We'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, McCluggage dancing around the stoppage. Through the footy, umpire said, free kick Cats. Ball in the hand of Max Holmes. You know, he was the heartbreak story of last year's premiership, ruled out hours before the grand final with a hamstring. Just couldn't get up for it, so he's someone who'll be hoping the Cats get back there for a chance to defend their title. We'll have a ball up just backward of centre for the Cats.
Less than 30 seconds remaining in this term for the Cats to score. Fletcher should get possession of it. Doesn't. Awkward bounce for him. Rayner strong. Got it off to McKenna. Turns. Kadeen Coleman. Normally a beautiful kick. He's trying to pick out Hipwood. He's 1-on-2. Stewart got across. That's out of bounds on the full. Came off his foot as he was spoiling that footy in Hipwood. A little bit closer in, but a similar angle. In fact, he won't be taking this free kick and shot on goal. It'll be Lincoln McCarthy. And the siren will probably sound as he wanders in here.
Going to have to kick the drop punt.
I don't think he knows because he's setting up to step out and snap it on his left.
Oh, no.
Now he's allowed to go back to the boundary line, mark his spot. New rule that they brought in a couple of years ago.
And he does just that. So Lincoln McCarthy, final kick of the first quarter from out of the field of play. That is unbelievable. Lincoln McCarthy, how do you like that? A couple of RC goals from Hipwood and McCarthy from that right forward pocket. And at quarter time, that gets the Lions up and about. 2-5-17. Cats are 3 behinds for McDonald's and Remont Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Repco, driven by passion for 100 years.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
always get a hot finish to the footy with Macca's Winter Pie Range.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.
Absolute classic, says Alexander.
Featuring Marty Sheargold.
Couldn't be steamier than my undies over the weekend.
It's a show for grown-ups.
Do you have a tiny digger?
A show that can get a little bit fruity.
But a lot of the stuff that comes out of my ass.
Kickstart your day with a laugh. Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. 6 to 9 weekdays on Triple M.
All right, let's keep moving.
Crisp golden pastry filled with creamy custard and delicious raspberry filling. It's the raspberry and custard pie from Macca's. Or the new raspberry and custard pie in a McFlurry. It's a choose-your-own creamy adventure. Available for a limited time.
Cruise into cash at Bottle Mart.
Hey babe, we could win up to $100 for selected vodka cruiser 10 packs for $33.99 at Bottle Mart.
What?
You okay?
You just surprised me.
What is surprising is that 1 in 3 wins.
What?
Well, you better sit down because Victoria bid a 375ml 24 packs of $49.99 and Johnny Walker Black 700ml is just $51.99.
Whoa, I will sit down.
Best down the floor, hun. Catalogue specials out now. Shop your wear. Bottlemart.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Are you ready to start something? Do what you love? With 38 free TAFE courses and over 130 nationally recognised qualifications, including VCE Vocational Major and Victorian Pathway Certificate, come to Kangan Institute, the Australian Large Training Provider of the Year 2022. No ATAR needed. It's time to unleash you at Kangan Institute. Call 13 TAFE to apply now or visit kangan.edu.au. Eligibility criteria applies. Some or all of this training is delivered with Victorian and Commonwealth Government funding. RTO 3077.
What about cleaners?
Yep.
Mechanics? Builders?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever hard work you do, Cbus are making your money work as hard as you.
Power workers?
Yep.
Factory workers?
Mm-hmm.
What about truckies?
What do you think?
Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. To consider if Cbus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for a PTS and TMD. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Dads, they're smart, funny, caring, and someone you know you can always count on. Hi, it's Marty Sheargold giving you all the businesses out there a little tip to get the most out of this Father's Day. When it comes to presents, dads are pretty fuss-free, much like audio. Cut through the clutter and put your business where it can be heard. Advertise right here on this station and unlock thousands of potential new customers using the power of audio. Visit triplem.com.au/advertise local.
Steve Vai live. The Invile Tour. November 9th at the Palais Theatre. Tickets on sale now from livenation.com.au.
When it comes to pitching a tent, more than half of Aussie blokes can struggle in the bush. More than half. And we all know that, camping is a lot funner when you've got a strong tent pole. Pilot's here to change the game when it comes to helping blokes pitch a tent. And with over 94% of Pilot patients reporting a stronger tent pole, it makes sense that Pilot is Australia's favourite ED treatment. Take the quiz at pilot.com.au and get back to happy camping straight away. Pilot. Hard, made easy.
Gear up for work in uni with great savings at Jcar's IT and Tech Sale. 20% off routers, extenders, adapters and more. 25% off hubs, converters, keyboards, mice and more. Save up to 35% on portable power banks, QI chargers, laptop power supplies, etc. Up to 20% off selected wireless security kits and cameras. Plus save on headphones, smart tech, leads, cables, racking and more. Don't miss out on these fantastic bargains. Hurry into your local Jcar store now. Sale ends soon. Jcar, tech, electronics and more.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Geez, it's a hot footy here at the Gabba. Twilight action for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. It's the Lions 2-5-17. The Cats goalless in that term. 3 behinds for Ream Hot Water. Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install the Ream. Brett Thomas, Liam Flanagan, and with their thoughts on that first quarter, Tom Rockcliffe and Simon Black. Fellas.
Yeah, really high-pressure game to start, wasn't it? Both teams trying to feel each other out, see who could find some chinks in the armour, but both teams stood up really strong defensively. The Lions probably had the better of that first quarter, and the scoreboard reflected that. The 7 shots on goal, unfortunately, they only got the two goals in return for that. Geelong yet to hit the scoreboard. We know that at some point the Cats are going to get some momentum, so Brisbane's defence is going to have to stand up when that comes. But both teams really strong defensively, took those options away through the corridor. Geelong had a heavy focus trying to get to the corridor. Brisbane cut it off well, but unfortunately they couldn't make them hurt the other way when they went inside 50. And I think the numbers, barring maybe inside 50s, were pretty even, Blackie.
Yeah, some Red Z Lenny stats, Rocky. Plus 12 inside 50s to the line, so that was a big domination. Contested possession plus 11 to the Lions' favour as well. So, they'd be a little bit disappointed just to have the 2 goals on the scoreboard with the real clear advantage of going inside 50 so much more. But as you said, the defence of Geelong really held up. An important goal for Brisbane from Leck McCarthy after the siren. I mean, that was a cracking goal, left foot snap from outside the boundary. So that was, a real bonus for them late in the game. But, we've got a beauty here. And the pressure on the ball is fantastic. It's got a great buzz about it. A jam-packed stadium, great feel here at the Gabba.
And we'll get an update shortly from Belinda Mellon. Zorko off with the blood rule and probably a concussion test in that first quarter, and a clash of heads with Patrick Dangerfield, who had to be patched up as well. Finals-like intensity in this game. Let's get this second quarter underway.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. The Lions begin quarter 2 with a 14-point lead over the Cats. We're going to have a ball up. No one can win it away from the bounce. Now it's Berry. Handball's wide, Archie. Lions kicking to the left of your radio dial this quarter. Kick goes wide. Races on, Stewart v McCarthy. Stewart v McCarthy. McCarthy got rid of Stewart but couldn't get rid of Tanner Bruin, who got there in support. He tried to duck the Archie tackle. Then Stewart ducked into McCarthy. We're going to have a ball up. In fact, we're going to have a boundary thrown. Bob Jane T-Marts, B.
Paddy Dangerfield still down in the rooms being patched up, gentlemen, and I'm sure going under concussion protocol as well. Dane Zorko returned to the bench just before the quarter-time siren went to resume the game. He is on the bench also, will no doubt also be serving concussion protocol.
Hopefully we see those two stars back on the field shortly. Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call, order online today. T's and C's apply.
A lot of claret there for both of those players. Thank you, B. The ball comes out to McInerney, ridden into the ground. Adkins now, heavy tackle there from Archie. It's a hot footy. Blitzarves just got the handball free. Myers, the inferred pressure that time, but he might get it back. Then he was legged by Dunkley. McCluggage looks up. High ball going nowhere. Went about 15 metres up in the air. McInerney comes through. I don't know if that went 15 metres forward, but the big O will take it.
It's gone 3.
Umpires have had a howler there. Bloke's tripped over completely. That footy travelled 3 metres.
He's going to hug the boundary as Danaher tries to get some space. Late fist there from Jack Henry. And Chris Scott spent a lot of time with his brother Ollie and Jeremy Cameron there at quarter time. Big discussion with his 2 key forwards. They didn't have a lot of inside 50s in their first term though, Simon Black.
Just the 7 for the first quarter.
19 to the Lions.
Boundary throw in. McInerney takes front spot, brings it down. Nobody in the vicinity, so Stanley gets the footy. Shoves away McCluggage. The handball put Atkins under all sorts of pressure. Archie picks it up, looks inside 50. That's a mongrel. Catch that, he says to the forwards. Nobody can. Kolajasny puts it to grass. Henry clears the danger. 2v1 though. Lions with numbers, but they didn't have Mitch Duncan. He has the football, got it to Myers. Neil tackles him. Ball up, and again this quarter has started with pressure around the footy from both sides.
Oh, it's hot, isn't it? And it's really evident if you fumble, you get caught here. There's no time with the ball, so you can't afford to fumble.
Here's Myers. Found Blitzarves, then got it back. A couple of good handballs there from Brian Myers. Duncan's away with a bit of space onto the chest there of Hawkins, and he wants Bruin on the overlap. He's got players to the left and to his right. Goes to Duncan. Great tackle there from Dunkley. The late tackle never gave up. Cameron slung to the ground by Harold Andrews, holding the footy.
Jeez, he's lucky he's slung Jeremy Cameron, and Cameron's fortunately got up, but I think he hit his head on the ground. But
the umpire went to play holding the ball, and then halfway through I think he thought, oh, maybe I'll have to play a sling tackle. He didn't know which way he was going to do that.
Probably fortunate it didn't hit his head.
Looks to be nursing his shoulder after the contest. We'll keep an eye on Jeremy Cameron. He's been through the wars over the last month or so. McCluggage has it, centre wing near side. Kick down the line. Neil has to stand under it. You know what happens when you sit it up and give it too much air. Tom Stewart comes through with a massive fist, sends it to the boundary line. Throw in.
Best way of playing against Tom Stewart is, because he's such a great inset marker, is once you get over halfway, changing angles. Because he reads the line on the ball so much, to get through him, you've got to be able to change angles half forward to use his opponent. It's an opportunity that he uses the opponent, but you've got to be really clever as a side, because he's so good at zoning off, of holding space and just coming across third in. So they'll be a little bit clever, Brisbane, going forward.
Simon Black, Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off.
As Bruin chases the footy, McCarthy behind him. And also, that real estate goes out of bounds. Sorry, Blackie.
The other part to his rock as well. Link McCarthy's Tom Stewart's opponent. I see no advantage in McCarthy coming up. I'd stay back and force. He's going back now. Force Stewart to make a decision where he's going to play.
Yeah, great call. You need to make him commit to the contest one way or the other. You're either on me or you're not. And if they're not, they need to use Link McCarthy going forward.
Archie, Neil, Keane Coleman goes into attack. Good mark there from Jack Henry, playing in front of Eric Hipwood. He's in the right back pocket. Goes back to give himself a little bit more space. Can only go one direction here, and that's long down the line to the big ruckman, the big fist there from Harris Andrews. It'll just trickle out before it gets to Lincoln McCarthy, and we will reset.
It's almost whoever's playing on Tom Stewart, don't come up to the stoppage. Just hold back inside 50. Hold, and if the Stewart keeps changing opponents, then that player just keeps falling back into the forward 50 area.
How do you solve a puzzle like Tom Stewart? That's what the Lions are trying to work out at the moment. Boundary throw in left half forward. Willing contest from both sides. Early stages, second term. McCluggage has got in a ripping tackle from Kolajasny. This is a really good game of footy unfolding here on a perfect Brisbane evening. We'll have a boundary throw in just outside the Lions forward 50.
Every possession is earned. It's a low-scoring game, 2-5-17, 3 behinds the Cats. 50 out Lions goal, the big O. He's a man who needs to have a big September. Off the half volley, Hipwood coming out and looking for McCarthy, but again, another boundary throw-in. Had a few of those at the start of this second quarter.
You mentioned big Oscar McInerney, BT. He would have had a bit of soul searching this week after the match up with Big Maxi gone. He would have learned a lot last week, didn't he? He's a superb Big Maxi. Got him over the line.
Viney wrestled the ball out of the Big O's hands and kicked a really important goal in that last quarter. Danaher's in the ruck, but he tunnelled Reece Stanley underneath the footy, and Reece gets the free kick against Big Joe.
No space, no time anywhere out on the ground. You look, the matchups are really strong defensively. Every hole's covered at the moment. The Cats are looking for the corridor again, but again, the Lions clogged it up. They're going to have to go right back and around.
Forced to go laterally. Tom Rockcliffe there, Triple M Seabus Super Special comments. De Koning goes wide. Again, it is just one-on-one footy all across the Gabba surface right now. Hands and knees was Hipwood. Slapped it in the direction of Berry, who started this game really well. McKenna, that Irish style of kicking around the body. Playing for the free kick was McCarthy. Umpire wasn't buying now. Smith gallops through the corridor. Sends it long down the line in the Cameron direction. Was he interfered with front on? Umpire says he was. Jeremy Cameron gets the free kick. 55 from home. Not sure if he's got the journey from here. If he was on the run, arcing around, maybe. Instead, looks short, finds Smith. Marks 45 out, tight up against the outer boundary.
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay. Isaac Smith took the mark in the back 50 and then had another intercept mark on centre wing, and then he's marked it inside 50. His work rate throughout his career has been second to none, and it's on display again tonight.
Came to the Cats after a very successful career as a Hawk. Part of the premiership side last year, won the Norm Smith medal, but can't convert a goal. Geelong still searching for their first goal of the afternoon. Margin 13 points, Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Coleman into Payne, looking for Danaher. Big fist there from De Koning's a good one. Might get an update, Bob Jane, Team Arts, Belinda Mellon, just on Paddy Dangerfield and Dane Zorko B.
Paddy Dangerfield ran on the ground about 30 seconds ago, BT, and Dane Zorko is pacing the boundary, desperate to get back out there. It certainly won't be long before we see him again, I think.
Good to hear. Thanks, B. The Cats have hardly sighted it up their end this quarter. Blitz halves, taps at boundary side, Dangerfield. Dunkley right there with him. How much do you think they missed Dunkley in that last quarter last week?
Enormously. His defensive pressure, his ability to get after the opposition, big body. Jack Viney took control of that area, didn't he, through the middle of the ground. And Brisbane still rely on Lockie Neal too much in big moments. So Josh Dunkley was a huge loss last week late.
Also his leadership. We know that he's in the leadership group at the Western Bulldogs. He might not be a leader per se here, but he certainly is out there on the ground.
Perfect handball work from Neal to Coleman to Archie. Long kick down the line, right on the logos. Cats have won the footy back.
Actually, he is in the leadership group, isn't he?
Josh Dunkley?
They got 15 in the leadership, don't they? Don't they?
How many did they have in the group when you were leading the club as Lockie Neal pops up and takes a good intercept mark, defensive 50?
We always sort of had about 5, I think. 4 or 5 was about the mark.
Oh, dangerous kick across goal. Henry affected it, brought it to ground. We're going to have a ball up. In fact, a throw in inside the Cats forward 50. They are still searching for their first goal of this game. We've played 10 minutes in the second term on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Simon Black used to love the leadership group meetings. He used to bounce into them.
Zorko's got the headband on. He's on the exercise bike. He's waiting to come back on. Again, the Lions fast hands. Archie trying to get out of trouble. Now McCluggage gets around Blitzarves. Comes through the middle over the head, though, of Rayner. Might come off, though, to Danaher. Turning, handballing backwards to McCluggage. His handball forward. Is there a downfield free kick? There is. Not sure what it was for, but McCarthy has it. Numbers streaming forward, screaming for it. They're all lining up. Connor McKenna just outside the 50.
Hipwood.
He's got the journey here, McKenna, for mine.
And he's seen Hipwood now, but he says, you know what? I'm going to have a ping and go bang! How about the Irishman? Lining up the Gabba in a low-scoring game. 3 goals on the board for the Lions, and they've all been classed 3-5-23, 4 behinds the Cats. 10 minutes gone, second quarter. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans, built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Oh, that was superb, Conor McKenna, the Irishman. We see here on the Triple M Harvey Norman replays. You said beautifully, BT. Mark just outside forward 50. He assessed the situation magnificently well and just backed himself. That beautiful, powerful leg he's got. And oh, jeez, it swung late. Rocky, that's what you're looking at.
What about the swing on it on the Harvey Norman replay? It was halfway in the middle between the goals and the points, and it came back
Triple M
perfectly.
Harvey Norman replay. That's done the crackerjack. That's the move both ways in the air. That was incredible work from the Irishman. Harvey Norman replay. It's Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman. We're giving you a free $50 cyber safety voucher to use towards any cyber security product. T's and C's apply. Ball back in the middle. Lions just starting to separate themselves on the scoreboard. 23 plays for a 19-point margin for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy. Ream Hot Water built tough Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. McInerney with the clearance. Should be taken by Bowes. He's got separation. Has a bit of space. Turns and runs and puts it out in front of Myers. Coleman wearing him tight. Payne can't beat the boundary line. Throw in.
And the big late out of Gary Rowan, I think we're starting to see that now, because it just means that the Lions can shuffle defensively and be better matched up. If Rowan was out there, they would have to find another defender, so it really suits the Brisbane Lions with Rowan not being available today.
Zorko back on, pops a handball across to Dunkley, swings that around the body. Hipwood tried to spoil Guthrie, comes to ground. Henry, O'Connor, fast hands back to Zach Guthrie. High ball to right, half forward. Front and centre, Dangerfield picks it up. Kick was too fast there for Cameron. Comes into attack, close. Gang tackled. Hawkins just saw a teammate the last second, but it won't come off. Wilmot picks it up. Have to be clean out of defence here. Payne. Andrews tried to sell the dummy there on Myers, who wasn't buying, and buffets him over the boundary line and out of bounds, about 40 out from the Cats' goal. Still searching for their first one, 12 and a half minutes into the second term.
Yeah, Brisbane have got on top through the middle of the ground. Clearance was 17-8 and contested possession now 46-34. So the mids of Brisbane are really doing a good job.
Triple M Reds Head lending stats there. We might have to get you to go into the archives, Blackie, find out when the last time the Cats had a goalless first half was, as Hipwood probably should have marked the footy. Instead, he fisted it 15 metres over the boundary line.
Well, it's the 10th anniversary of the Miracle on Grass tonight, Flaz. Not sure if you're aware, but there's been a bit of talk this week about Ash McGrath.
I was about to say, is Ash the one that reminds you when it's the anniversary of that event? Is he the one that sends the group text?
I was talking to the Triple M boys in Melbourne this morning. They refreshed my memory of it and relived a bit of the footage from it. But yeah, what a moment that was for the club.
Unforgettable, incredible moment in the history of this game as Zorko, the underground kick. It bounced, unfortunately, for Henry. Now, Cam Rayner with a dance step inside. McCarthy's got separation. The pickup was elite. Now he puts it out in front of Charlie. Joe Danaher was held on to by De Koning. Umpire said, no, it wasn't. Play on. Cats defenders swarm in support. Numbers, Charlie relentless. Joe Danaher might be the beneficiary of Charlie's pressure. Kick into the corridor. Fletcher couldn't take it. Holmes too strong. We're going to have a ball up 30 out from the Lions goal.
No, that's the situation. Joe Danaher just need a drop punt. He's trying to snap the ball when he's running a straight line. Just need to be a drop punt, get it to his teammate out in space.
It was an awkward kick on his non-preferred right. And here he is on his right, snapping, taking it out of the ruck. It's going, but it's missing to the right-hand side. Looking dangerous, though.
They're on top all over the ground at the moment, the Brisbane Lions, but they need to start to convert them into goals. They need to get some scoreboard pressure. Geelong, we know they're off the mark a little bit, but they haven't been put away. They're only 20 points down, and all the game has been on Brisbane's terms. At some point tonight, Geelong will get momentum, so the Lions need to really assert their authority here and start to hit the scoreboard.
It's going to come back again. Archie took the mark as the Cats came out of defence, but Coleman dropped the put. Picked up by Archie, now to Harris Andrews, pushing up the ground, wobbly, awkward ball, had a bounce on the full. That was a genuine shank there from Harris Andrews, and Bowes will get it back. 3-6-24 the Lions, 4 behinds the Cats. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. 10 minutes to go in this first half.
I just checked. Harris Andrews, 202 centimetres, trying to check side on the left around the corner. Put it away.
Iffy kick inboard from Kolajasny. O'Connell was up to it. Wide kick to the outer side to Koenig. The run comes from Guthrie. Lowers the eyes to the outer side. Good body work. He did it early, Froggy Lester. Short kick right in front of the interchange gates. Jasper Fletcher now. 14 disposals and a goal last week. Not enough to get him a Rising Star nomination. Might get there. Oh, Tom Stewart over the top of McInerney, if you don't mind.
Wasn't that superb? Bigger body up against him, but just owned the drop zone, the footy. Took another contested mark. Beautifully done.
Beautiful pass into close, up and running to left half forward. 2-on-1, Cats' favour. Harris Andrews, good spoil. And the composure there from Jasper Fletcher. The step, he might get it back from Wilmot. He's got 3 Cats around him. Back to the safety of Wilmot, who goes further back to Harris Andrews. Bit indecisive here, Harris. The co-captain goes high towards the wing. Dunkley had some separation. Would have been an uncontested mark. Dropped it. Comes back into a pack. But he might have won himself a free kick. And he has. Gets out of jail, but then not a great handball. McCluggage running around Jack Bowes. And a short little chippy ball sliding in, taking the mark is Fletcher.
Racked him up in these last couple of minutes. Jasper Fletcher, Triple M Red Z Lending stats. Lucky.
Got the 9 touches. Conor McKinnon leading the way for Lions with 12, and Tom Stewart 11 for the Cats.
Not probably on track for a career high. Jasper Fletcher as Neil sends it deep. Stewart went big over the back, but the ball got out there. Charlie's lurking. Jack Gunston went for the miracle goal off the deck. Instead, we'll have a boundary thrown next to the right-hand point post for the Brisbane Lions. 3-6-24, the Lions, a 20-point lead over the Cats. Just the 4 behind, no goals, and we have got 8.5 minutes left to play in the second term.
The ball's been camped in the Lions forward 50 for much of this first half, and they get another stoppage here. Danaher creates some space behind him. Bruin trying to charge through like a front rower. Tackled to the ground by McCarthy, asking the question of the umpire, and they will reset. Players close in around the footy. Stanley this time taps it boundary side. Bruin tried to edge McCluggage off it. Now he is the tackler and takes Fletcher to ground. No Zach Bailey today for the Lions, out with a calf injury, so they lose his zip in attack. They've still got some dangerous players around the footy now as Danaher goes to ground, wrestled out of the ruck, and the umpire says take the free kick.
He milked that beautifully, Danaher. He just, I guess, a bit limp at the knees, and the umpire thought he got one high. We'll see on the Triple M Harvey on replay, but Danaher, I thought, pretty lucky to get a free kick then.
So he's the right side for a left footer. 41-25 his kick this season. Probably his best season since his All-Australian year in 2017. About 40 to 45 out from goal. It's on its way. He is leaning, hoping, wishing it'll come back. It's helped through for a rush behind. And the Lions move to 3-7-25. 4 behind. It's the Cats. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans built to tackle the country's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
When you're in one of these games, Rocky Blackie, as a Cat, and you haven't got a goal on the board at this stage of the game, what's the feeling amongst the group like?
Well, you just got to trust your process. I think they've got the runs on the board over the last decade, Geelong, to know that their system will stack up at some point. Unfortunately, at the moment, they can't break, and they know at some point they'll get their opportunity. So they've just got to continue to defend well at the moment, and when they get their chance to score, they've got to grab it.
Ashcroft just walked through the Cats tacklers. He's got it back now. He shrugged the shoulder. He brought the tackle high upon himself. No free kick. Umpire saw it. Bowes links up with Myers. The money man, they call him. The money kick inside forward 50. Best at finding a target in the competition. Got it back from Hawkins. This is what he does really well.
Clever.
Close marks just over the 50-metre stripe. Does he have the journey, Brad Close, from there? He doesn't think so. Goes short, overcooked the kick. Danger made it look good. Went with the one hand.
Oh, wow.
The captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Danger finally gets the Cats on the board. 17.5 minutes into the second term. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
That was sensational. My goodness me. Paddy Dangerfield here. Another blood rule. I think it's Tanner Bruin running off, but talk about a captain's responsibility, captain's moment. That was brilliantly done. He received the ball in the air. It looked like it was going to be a turnover, but he stuck one hand up and marked it. And off of 2 steps, he's kicked the ball 50 metres. Paddy Dangerfield, you star. Now, we spoke about Geelong needing a spark, something to ignite a bit of momentum. Is that going to start for the Cats here? Because they've been a little bit flat. Lions have defended really well. They needed something, and there it was.
If he hadn't taken that mark on the Harvey Norman replay as well, Dane Zorko would have intercepted that, and it would have been a goal at the other end for the Brisbane Lions. So Dangerfield steps up, as we've seen him do for the best part of a decade, if not longer now. So sensational there.
8 disposals now, a goal, real captain's goal there from Paddy Dangerfield, who spent a bit of time off the ground with the blood rule. The cut man patched him up for the Cats, and he's kicked a really important goal. Let's see if it sparks them here. It's been won by Stanley, but Neil get off to Wilmot. Off half back, goes to right half forward. Archie charging out. Welcome back, Callum. Gets up off the deck, moves it quickly, and finds Big Joe, similar spot, just a little bit further out from where he had his last shot. He's getting back quickly because he's got Hipwood with a lead forward, and he's got Gunston in the goal square. He's going to ignore them both now, put the ball on the deck and line up the big sticks. His kick will come from outside the 50. Last shot didn't make the distance. It was helped through for a rush behind. Let's see. He'll go around on an arc kick. Got a bit too close to the man on the mark. Really high ball. Again, it'll land near the goal square. Did anyone touch it? Doesn't matter, offline. 4A behind. 3-8-26 the Lions. 1-4-10 are the Cats. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. 22 minutes gone. Just under 6 remaining.
Cats go to the outer side. Duncan to Stewart. Tom Stewart marks. Triple M Red Z leading stats, Blackie. I feel like he's been holding the Sharon a lot.
6 marks.
Wow. Blitzarves has it. Just backward of centre for the Cats. He and O'Connor did a wonderful job tag teaming Zach Merritt last week, keeping the Bombers great out of the game. This switch kick is brave. It is bold, and it releases danger once more. His kick just didn't get to the intended target of Stanley. Intercepted by Jasper Fletcher, who's playing really well. Rising Star judges, pay attention. This man wants a nomination. Lateral movement from the Lions. Gunston has Fletcher on corridor. Also has McKenna cruising past on the outside. McKenna goes back inside to Gunston. Gunston to McKenna. And again, they're forced backwards to Froggy Lester.
So good work from the Cats there to force the Lions to retreat. Now they're going to look for a switch of play. Payne in possession. Will come through the middle to Wilmot. Hawkins not really on the mark, so he can play on, and now they flick the switch. Out wide, Canine Coleman can get on his bike. He's got Ashcroft in short. Instead goes a little bit wider than that to Jared Berry. Kick and a half from home. He goes into attack. It's a low darting pass for Archie. Been the target a few times. He keeps it in. Looking for a handball, looking for a teammate. Can't find one. Coughs it up, gave it to Guthrie. Kick around the shoulder there from Blitzarves. High ball flirting with the boundary line. Players closing in. Andrews and Coleman close there as well for the Cats. Out of bounds. We'll throw it back in. 3-8-26, 1-4-10. Might get down to B in a moment because Geelong's cup man is working overtime down there. In fact, B, Tanner Bruin, how's he looking?
Not so pretty, I must say. They've had trouble stemming the bleeding from his nose, so he's got a headband kind of around his nose. It looks like it's fallen down. How he's going to breathe, I'm not quite sure, but he's certainly determined to get back out there.
The pig wrap, when they wrap your nose up so it looks like a pig's. Do you have to deal with that one, Rocky?
I did a couple of times. I got a couple of knocks in the noses, but B, most people breathe through their mouths if they can't breathe through their nose, so you'll be okay.
Going to have a ball up right on the logo still. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in this quarter. We had 2 goals in the first term. We've had 2 goals in the second term. Looks like we're set for a low-scoring affair, but the pressure rating is sky high. Rayner took it away from the contest. The tackle pressure came late, affected the kick. McCarthy! Superb acrobatic effort. Marks right on the 50. Doesn't have the journey. Goes to the pocket. Kick is on. Danaher. Nobody near him.
Yeah, Brisbane been right on top in this quarter, around the middle of the ground, Flanners. They're plus 10 for the quarter in clearances, plus 12 overall, and plus 20 now in contested possession, plus 11 for the quarter. So that midfield of Brisbane's really done the job in the second quarter.
Just not doing the damage on the scoreboard at the moment, though. They led by 14 points at quarter time. The margin is just 16 points here. Now it's 20. Joe gets his first, and the crowd erupts. Lions 4-8-32, the Cats 1-4-10. The margin's in fact 22 points on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. 3 minutes and 17 left to play second term.
Yeah, well, it's important they got some bang for buck for all that midfield dominance they've had, the inside 50s as well. Geelong, just a bit of individual brilliance. The only goal scorer, Paddy Dangerfield, so far for them. It took some great play to get that goal, and largely Brisbane have been on top of the course this game so far. So can Geelong, late in this quarter, can they find a spark to, as Rocky said earlier, still within breathing distance clearly on the scoreboard, but they haven't been able to get much continuity going forward.
Tom Hawkins has just run all the way down to his defenders, Rocky, and then given a clip to the midfielders on the way back through too, by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's pretty good leadership. He's gone to his last line of defence, give it words of encouragement, saying toughen up, let's start to get our game going, then just said a little thing to the midfielders on the way past. You love to see it from your leaders and Tom Hawkins.
Big couple of minutes coming up. Cats need an answer. Here is Adkins. They'll get the forward 50 entry. Holmes from Myers steps outside of Wilmot. Poor entry outside of the right boot, straight down the throat of Caneen Coleman. And the Lions get them on the transition. 3 minutes to go in this half of footy. Lions by 22. Measured ball to Ashcroft, and again a chip kick to centre half back. Hugh McCluggage in possession. He's got Jasper Fletcher on a really long switch of play, but he'll go on the outer side with a long high ball. Archie at the back. Tui lost side of the footy. Good handball from Archie. He'll get it back there from Berry, but Berry's handball just missed its target. Out of bounds, 55 out from the Lions end. 4-8-32 Brisbane, 1-4-10 are the Cats, and an entertaining high pressure first half of footy at the Gabba.
In Geelong, they're on track. Their lowest score, round 13, 2005, 6-11-47 against Brisbane. They've only got the 1-4-10 at the moment, so they could break that record unless they get some offensive side of their game going tonight.
Big hill to climb for the Cats.
I don't think that last inside 50 entry would have done anything to curb Tom Hawkins' frustrations at the moment.
The big Tomahawk, he's been doing it for a long time. Ashcroft, clever kick around the body, not required journey. Umpires picked out a free kick though. It's going to go to Bowes, the former son. Chip short, not required distance to Duncan. The handball was affected. Out wide they come. Collar Jasny, centre wing, runners ahead. Holmes, time to assess an option. Now's the time for the right inside 50. He balked and stopped and propped and found Smith.
Well, he's got the journey here. He'll kick from 52. There's no doubt he'll have the legs. He just pops up in great spots in attacking positions, does Smith.
McKenna stands the mark at 48 metres. Isaac Smith, if he can get moving, that lovely left foot. He hasn't hit it flush. It's going to go all the way to the goal line. Thumped through by McInerney. Minor score, 1-5-11, margin 21 points. Triple M at Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Coleman. Cats concede a kick into the pocket. Payne. Long ball looking for Gunston. Will it get there? Expert body work there on Max Holmes. Just hipped him, edged him out the way. And it takes a really important mark coming out of defence. He'll go short and sideways to Ashcroft. 4-8-32, 1-5-11. Minute 20 remaining in this half. Payne.
A minute to go before half-time. I don't think either coach would be too happy walking in at half-time. They'll be both frustrated with how they're playing. Geelong more so can't get their game going, but the Lions should be further in front.
Here is McCluggage, releases Gunston up the line. He goes, speeding after the footy with Zorko, trying to affect a spoil on Stanley, who takes the safe mark in the end. Right half back. Cats have to get up and get moving. He finds Smith. Less than a minute to go. They're down by 21 points.
So Isaac Smith is just going to drive it to the boundary. Jeremy Cameron outnumbered, ball over the line from Starcevic. Boundary throw-in. Tom Rockcliffe, Simon Black, Liam Flanagan, Brett Thomas and Belinda Mellon, your call team for this twilight fixture at the Gabba. The Lions are just different gravy here at their home deck. They are very, very tough to beat. Fletcher, handball forward in the McCluggage direction. The pickup was superb. The hands to Ashcroft. The shot at goal. Not going to get there. Tom Stewart playing goalkeeper, last line of defence.
It's like Mackenzie Arnold. They're having some issues coming out of defence here. And Archie and Connor McKenna asking the question, gang tackling O'Connor. And the question wasn't answered with a holding the ball. That must have been very close.
Tom Stewart, if he wasn't out there, I tell you what, the Cats would be a long way further behind the goal scoreboard.
Now it's Blitzarves ridden hard into the turf by Zorko, who gave him a little bit to go on with, and now there's a bit of push and shove. The Lions have the stoppage with, well, the siren's going to sound as that ball is thrown up into the air, if not before, and it does. Half-time, bit of feeling here at the Gabba. It's a real slugfest. It's a finals-like intensity. Zorko and Tui still going on with it. It's the Lions, though, with the lead at half-time. 4:8:32. Cats at 1:5:11. The McDonald's Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water.
Triple M rocks footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Straight after this game, join the Tempur mattress call team for Port Adelaide and Collingwood.
This is AFL footy at its best.
This could be the game of the year, I reckon.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Cruise into cash at Bottle Mart.
Hey babe, we could win up to $100 for selected vodka cruiser 10 packs for $33.99 at Bottle Mart.
What?
You okay?
You just surprised me.
What is surprising is that 1 in 3 wins.
What?
Well, you better sit down, because Victoria bid a 375ml 24 packs of $49.99 and Johnny Walker Black 700ml is just $51.99.
Whoa, I will sit down.
That's down the floor, hun. Catalogue specials out now. Shop your way at bottlemart.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Are you ready to start something? Do what you love? With 38 free TAFE courses and over 130 nationally recognised qualifications including electrical, carpentry, plumbing and engineering, come to Kangan Institute, the Australian Large Training Provider of the Year 2022. No ATAR needed. It's time to unleash you at Kangan Institute. Call 13 TAFE to apply now or visit kangan.edu.au. Eligibility criteria applies. Some or all of this training is delivered with Victorian and Commonwealth Government funding. RTO 3077.
Sending children's books to remote First Nations communities?
That's the goods!
Delivering mental health information to millions of households?
That's the goods.
Raising funds and providing free mail redirection in times of disaster?
That's the goods.
Making our deliveries and operations more sustainable?
That's the goods.
Australia Post is delivering the goods for communities in every corner of the country. It's another way we're delivering for Australia at Australia Post.
The Lowdown. Around town.
On the hunt for some cabinetry? Caboodle has a range of cabinets, doors, bench tops and hardware ideal for tradies. Quick and easy to install with no surprises on site. See the Caboodle range at Bunnings.
The Lowdown.
Are you unaffected by cold and flu? Australian Red Cross Lifeblood needs you and your blood. Australia urgently needs more blood donors now while so many of our regular donors rest up and recover from winter lurgies. If you have the immunity of a superhero, you've kept your distance from sick mates, and you've been lucky enough to dodge the bugs, it's your time to shine. Search Give Blood to book your donation today. Give life. Give blood.
Extra, extra. Have you heard the news? Steel prices are rising. But relax. There's still time to buy your best shed now to beat the increase. Get yourself a quality Australian engineered shed made to order. Choose from Best Shed's wide range of base models or customise from scratch. At Best Sheds, we have a shed to suit all budgets, backed by a 20-year warranty. Buy your best shed now and beat the steel price rise. See more at bestsheds.com.au.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Straight after this game, join the Tempur mattress call team for Port Adelaide and Collingwood.
This is AFL footy at its best.
This could be the game of the year, I reckon.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade.
There's a hot footy. Wasn't pretty, though. Halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade. At halftime, Brisbane with their noses in front. 4:8:32. The Cats are 1-5-11. Brett Thomas, Liam Flanagan, Tom Rockcliffe and Simon Black to talk you through that first half of footy here at the Gabba.
Yeah,
Pretty tough contest. Sorry, Blackie. Pretty tough contest early on. Real finals feel about it. The longer the game went on, though, it just became a bit of a scrap fest. The pressure was still really high, but neither team could wrestle momentum. Brisbane probably dominated the game for larger parts. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the scoreboard pressure and scoreboard dominance that they would have liked. They've got the 4 goals 8 to the 1 goals 5 to Geelong. Geelong started to get a bit of momentum, look better, but there's both teams. There seems to be a lot of frustration out there at the moment. We've seen Hawkins go from one end of the ground to the other just to give some feedback to his defenders and midfielders on the way through. So it hasn't been the best spectacle out there. Both coaches at half-time, I would suspect, be a little bit frustrated with how the game's panning out at the moment. Chris Scott, particularly with the way Geelong are playing at the moment, trying to get their ball movement and game going. And for Chris Fagan, his frustration would be that they're not 5 to 7, 8 goals in front. They should be much further in front in this game.
Yeah, you're right. They've had the 12 scoring shots to 6, and they've been inaccurate, Brisbane, 4 goals 8, so they've missed some opportunities, left some out there. Some of the Red Z leading stats, plus 16 inside 50s to the Lions, plus 11 clearances to the Lions, and plus 22 contested possessions to them as well. They've done a great job around the middle of the ground, as I said in that second quarter there, to really get on top and driven their opportunities to go forward. For the Cats, they've only had the 3 marks inside 50 to half-time. They just haven't had any really continuity going forward and ability to find a teammate once they go forward. So, yeah, Chris Scott will be really frustrated. He obviously got such a mature, well-experienced side. He'll talk to them. They'll get themselves going, and I think it's they're going to start around the middle of the ground. They've got to get a bit of control around there. They're getting beaten in some of those real key aspects of the game, BT. So it's a big third quarter coming up for the Cats.
And the Cats, some uncharacteristic kind of turnovers by foot, especially.
Yeah, there has been, hasn't there? Yeah, some real. Both sides have put a fair bit of, height on the ball at times, and it's allowed the opposition to come and intercept, get a fist in, or mark the ball. So, yeah, some skill execution elements of the game have been really poor. And, what's saved the Cats numerous times, he's done so regularly, is Tom Stewart down back. He's had the 7 marks till half-time, and he's intercepted some of Brisbane's forays forward magnificently well.
Yes, and Geelong had a clear focus at the start of the game to try and hit the corridor as often as they could and try and bounce off half-back, which you can do at this ground really well. But to Brisbane's credit, they defended the ground really well, forced them into positions that they didn't want to be, and that's why the errors came. They started to overkick the ball or underkick the ball, and Brisbane's pressure was really good. So hopefully we see a better second half, a bit more high scoring for the fans that have turned up tonight.
The goals that have been kicked have been absolute crackers, though. Hipwood and McCarthy from the boundary, from the fence there, McCarthy at quarter time. Then McKenna from outside the 50. Danaher was just a set shot. Patrick Dangerfield, the one-handed take and the long shot for goal. Thankfully, he kicked that. Otherwise, the Cats would be goalless at half-time. Half-time segment, Amy Clangers. Who covers Clangers on and off the field? Amy does. Here's a bit of banter between Rocky and Belinda Mellon there in that second quarter. Tanner Bruin, how's he looking?
Not so pretty, I must say. He's had trouble stemming the bleeding from his nose, so he's got a headband kind of around his nose. It looks like it's fallen down. How he's going to breathe, I'm not quite sure, but he's certainly determined to get back out there.
The pig wrap. When they wrap your nose up so it looks like a pig's. Do you have to deal with that one, Rocky?
I did a couple of times. I got a couple of knocks in the noses, but most people breathe through their mouths if they can't breathe through their nose, so you'll be okay.
Knocks in the noses and breathe through the mouths?
Yeah, well, a few knocks in the noses over the years, that's for sure, but I don't know, does B just only breathe through her nose?
Well, it's a question for B.
It can't be comfortable,
That's a
though.
very personal question, Rocky. Can't ask that on radio. Quickly, something as low-scoring affair, we haven't seen a heap of goals, obviously, particularly from the Cats. Wanted to ask you, too, about Brian Myers, who remains on pace this season to break your old mate Jason Ackermanis' record for most goal assists in a season. Acker's got the regular season record with 39 back in 2004. Went on to have a few more in the finals as well, 44. So that's the sort of company that Brian Myers is keeping this season with what he's doing, setting up goals for this Cats side.
His ability to be able to find a target across his body is as good as I've seen. Everyone used to talk about Stevie Johnson, but Myers is in that category with his kicking ability, and the stats suggested as well. He just, in the way he shapes he looks one way and shapes his body to kick across the body to find a teammate is beautifully done. And I didn't know that stat Flanders, but it's a no surprise because he is a beautiful kick, and we've seen some examples of that tonight as well.
It's certainly a surprise that Aka had so many assists, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the surprise.
Well, they need to get the Sherrin in the hands of Brian Myers and Mitch Duncan going into attack a little bit more in that second half. Choice Hotels around the grounds. Cracker today, the Tigers coming from behind to edge the Hawks by a point. Liam Baker with a late snap just managed to escape with that win. Really important in the run home to September. And speaking of that, the Blues today, 71 points over the Eagles. Charlie Curnow, you can pencil him in for the Coleman Rocky with 10 goals, 3. Great effort. And now they find themselves in the 8 and the Saints have slipped down. They've got the Kangaroos tomorrow.
Yeah, he's certainly filled his boots up, hasn't he, Charlie Curnow? He's really beaten up on West Coast this year. I think he kicked 9 over there in the West, and then he's had 10 today, so 19. But, yeah, he's almost sewn the Coleman up today.
Yeah, with Harry Mackay out for a few weeks, he is the main man there for the Blues. Whatever your reason for travelling, you get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com, so go ahead and book it. Half-time here, it is the Lions by 21 points over the Cats, low-scoring half of footy. Let's see if it opens up in this second half. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
At Triple M, every song we play is Rock's greatest hits certified.
Money for nothing and it takes for free.
And they've all been approved by you.
Chisel, Pearl Jam, all that early music that I'm trying to teach my kids about. They all love the 80s and 90s rock.
Songs you grew up with that you still love today. 105.1 Triple M. Good times and Rock's greatest hits.
Crisp golden pastry filled with creamy custard and delicious raspberry filling. It's the raspberry and custard pie from Macca's, or the new raspberry and custard pie in a McFlurry. It's a choose-your-own creamy adventure. Available for a limited time.
This International Lipstick Day, Revlon is donating $2 from every super lustrous lipstick sold at Chemist Warehouse to look good, feel better. A foundation that helps women face cancer with confidence. For high-impact and moisturising lips, buy Revlon Super Lustrous Lipstick, Australia's #1 lipstick from Chemist Warehouse, and inspire confidence through the power of lipstick. Promotion ends 2nd of August 2023. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day.
At Bunnings Trade, we're committed to delivering the lowest prices all year round. It's what we do. We work hard to bring you the lowest prices on our huge range of trade quality products and brands like Makita, DeWalt, AEG, Pazload and more. And if you do find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, we won't just match it, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details. Talk to our trade specialists in store or call Trade Assist on 134872 for sourcing products, stock availability, fast quotes and delivery. Bunnings Trade. Helping business is our trade.
Australia, now is the best time to enjoy Aussie fresh fruit and veg.
And right now, Coles 100% Aussie has avocados at just $1.50 each. Just $1.50.
This week at Coles.
Offer ends Tuesday.
With the Bledisloe Cup on its way to the G, Saturday, July 29, Triple M is giving you the chance to be there. Enter now on the win page at triplem.com.au for your chance to score tickets. It was a sellout in Melbourne last year, and it'll be even bigger this time. Don't miss out. Tickets are selling fast at Ticketek. The Wallabies against the All Blacks in the Bledisloe Cup, July 29 at the MCG. Enter now to win your way there at triplem.com.au. Wallabies, all together.
Gear up for work in uni with great savings at Jaycar's IT and Tech Sale. 20% off routers, extenders, adapters and more. 25% off hubs, converters, keyboards, mice and more. Save up to 35% on portable power banks, QI chargers, laptop power supplies, etc. Up to 20% off selected wireless security kits and cameras. Plus save on headphones, smart tech, leads, cables, racking and more. Don't miss out on these fantastic bargains. Hurry into your local Jaycar store now. Sale ends soon. Jaycar, tech, electronics and more.
Are you ready to start something? Do what you love? With 38 free TAFE courses and over 130 nationally recognised qualifications, including animal studies and veterinary nursing, come to Kangan Institute, the Australian Large Training Provider of the Year 2022. No ATAR needed. It's time to unleash you at Kangan Institute. Call 13 TAFE to apply now or visit kangan.edu.au. Eligibility criteria applies. Some or all of this training is delivered with Victorian and Commonwealth Government funding. RTO 3077.
Shut up! The foot is on the ring!
this quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Lions starting the second half, 21 points in front over the Cats, 4-8-32, 1-5-11. Brett Thomas, Liam Flanagan, Tom Rockcliffe, Simon Black and Belinda Mellon on the boundary today for Beacon Trade. Here to partner with your business. Join Beacon Trade and get exclusive trade benefits like free access to our lighting design services for you and your clients. What a way to add value to your business. Beacon Trade, let's make light work. It's been hard work at times here in this game. The intensity on the footy means we've seen a few turnovers and a lot of stoppages, boundary throw-ins. Will it open up, fellas?
Well, both sides have defended really well. Brisbane have controlled the corridor really well when Geelong have had the ball. They've done a great job of protecting that part of the ground. So they've made it hard for Geelong, and as we said, kicked the one goal for the whole half. So credit where credit's due to Brisbane defensively. And Geelong, they've only allowed Brisbane the 4 goals as well. So it's been a really dominant defensively controlled game to this point in time. So as fatigue sets in, will the game open up and more scoring opportunities open up as well?
If the game continues the way it has, the damn wall will break at some point for Geelong. You just can't defend that many inside 50s and clearances against that. At some point, it'll get you. The Lions are plus 11 in clearances at the moment, plus 16 inside 50. So at some point, they'll take their opportunities, unless Geelong can shift that and regain some momentum.
The Cats coming into this round were sitting 5th on the ladder. Same time last year, they were a game clear atop the AFL ladder. The top team in the comp right now is Collingwood, and they play the second team tonight at Adelaide Oval, the Portress. We're just seeing some weather reports that it's wet ahead of tonight's game, Rocky. You played a lot of footy there. Who do you think that benefits?
I think you would lean towards Port Adelaide, just with their midfield mix with Wines, etc. in the midfield, Horn Francis, just the contest work, like I said, in the ruck. I think it would favour Port Adelaide. Not to say that Collingwood won't do it well. You just think Collingwood, you think about class, you think about Dacos, etc. like that. I think a guy like Nick Dacos would prefer it to be dry than to be wet. So he might bring him back to the field. Butter's a clever player in the wet as well. He's shown that in the past. So if it does end up raining over there, which I think it is supposed to, the forecast suggested it was going to rain tonight, I think it brings Port Adelaide potentially almost into favourites to win that game. But again, you can never write Collingwood off at the moment.
They've got some better mud runners in that side, Port Adelaide potentially. Blackie, you played with some half-decent mud runners in your time. I reckon Vossi didn't mind it when it started to get a bit wet out there.
Oh, he loved it, didn't he? He loved the ball. He loved the wet, damp conditions. Who else loved it was Jason Ackermanis. He was a superb wet weather player. Just he'll tell you that too. He was. The good thing about the wet is, I guess, it brings out the cleanness. It sort of can separate the players that are clean, and Jason Ackermanis was very clean in those conditions too.
Going to be an absolutely ripping game tonight.
Yeah, we're not worried about wetness here. It is just perfect conditions for footy, but the intensity, as we said, has been high, but it hasn't quite lived up to what the weather is like out there. But a massive half of footy coming up for the Lions. They've got to put some pressure on the teams above them. That's Port Adelaide and Collingwood, and then for the Cats, if they want to put pressure on the D's and the Lions, they need to get the win here today.
Interesting to see Dan Rich. Obviously, the mini pre-season that Gunston and Rich went on, 4 weeks ago now, and Gunston back into this side, and he seems to have come back refreshed, and he's playing some decent football as well, but no sign of Dan Rich yet at this stage. The clock starts to tick, doesn't it, on him, especially if this back six starts working well together. It becomes a bit of a concern if you're Dan Rich.
It sure does. Well, you've got Darcy Wilmot playing some really good footy back there. You've got Kadeen Coleman, who's a fantastic player. You've got some serious young guys that have really put their hand up and are really making it hard to bring Daniel Rich back in.
Ryan Lester as well is fought his way into this side
Connor
as well.
McKenna.
Daniel Rich, he played today as well. The VFL team for the Lions had a good win. He had the 23 disposals, didn't set the world on fire. Jared Lyons went back, had the 31 and kicked a goal, so he was probably best player for Brisbane. So, yeah, Daniel Rich, I think you'll find it hard to get back into this team at the moment.
Yeah, really competitive across half back in this Lions side. They've got some depth. Their VFL team is flying, which is always a good sign in the run home as well. As the players break out to their positions, we saw Tom Hawkins was very animated in that second quarter with his defenders and the midfielders as well.
It was his birthday yesterday.
Was
it? He's still hyped up on birthday cake.
Is that why he was running over to him? So you never wish me happy birthday?
Where are the presents, boys?
What was it, his 40th?
35th.
He's still got a couple of good years left in him, doesn't he?
He's on a one-year deal this year.
I think he'll just keep rolling the 1 years, which is smart for all parties to continue on the 1 year deals, but I can't see him retiring at the end of this season.
He's superb, hasn't he? What about his goal kicking last week, the way he just faded that ball in that right forward pocket there? Just beautiful goal
45 goals this season. He's one behind Kevin Bartlett on the all-time goal-kicking tally.
Well, I think that's why he ripped into his midfield late in that second term, because he's just not getting the supply. He's just not getting the looks. They've had the 15 inside 50s for a half, so real down on normal numbers from the Cats. So he's getting frustrated. He's going to need more from his side, and he's demanded good leadership.
He's approached.
Stuart's gone in the middle too in this first centre square.
Oh, there we go. A big personnel change for the Cats. Tom Stewart, the midfielder. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy ready to get this third term underway. We're going to recall the bounce. Tom Stewart looks like he's going and standing next to Lachie Neale. What are Lachie Neale's first half numbers, Blackie?
He's had the 13.
We'll find out if it's a hard run with... Oh, Tom Stewart straight onto Lachie Neale. Wraps him up in a big tackle. That is a decisive move from the Cats coach, Chris Scott, at the halftime break. Dangerfield, hands and knees, shovels it forward. Dunkley sat upon by Holmes. We're going to have a ball up.
Kalachi, the leading disposal winner on the ground with 15. I don't think you could have bet on that at the start, but he's provided a good target as across half forward back in the side this week. Tapped out toward the broadcast side. Good hands there from McCluggage. Wilmot goes to right half forward as Gunston just got an arm there into Henry. Good recovery, picked it up off the deck, tried to shake off the Koning, and then Henry again, who put the pressure on, and that should be out of bounds on the full.
So Stewart starting in the centre square bounce and then dropping behind the ball as a +1. Mitch Duncan starting at half forward and then coming up to the stoppage as a midfielder. So Geelong are trying to execute a +1 behind the footy at the moment and get it through Stewart, who's going to start in the centre square bounce and then drop out.
How's that for some Triple M C-Bus super special comments from Tom Rockcliffe there? Elite level analysis as the Cats swing it right. Smith finds Stanley. Right half forward. This is where playing the +1 behind the ball might come back to bite you though. Few options up further ahead. A diving fist from Payne stops Tom Hawkins. Will have a boundary throw inside the forward 50 for the Cats.
And Stewart by himself behind the footy now. So yeah, they're going to play with the one down. Give the Lions a +1 behind the footy as well. So a little coaching change there for the Geelong Footy Club.
Hawkins was telling the umpire his jumper was being held by Harris. Not having a great old night is Tom Hawkins, who's taken to the ground now. Forward 50 stoppage. They want to be right over him because he's so dangerous in this scenario. The big O against Tomahawk. Another stoppage in the Cats 50. And he struggled to get it here, and he gets his big body in front of the big O, but taps it boundary side, and we will do it again.
So what do the Lions want to do if they're being given that one behind the footy? Who do they want to be loosening up there?
Well, we just spoke about a guy that you'd love there, Daniel Rich, but probably Connor McKenna is the one that you'd like to free up. We've seen Harris Andrews at this stoppage. He's by himself, sort of 15 metres from goal, but you'd like to be a distributor like Geelong have gone with Stewart, the intercept player, the one that can run, get involved offensively.
Zorko clean through congestion, although his handball sold Starcevic into trouble, wrapped up in a big Dangerfield bear hug. No prior opportunity, another stoppage, about 4 or 5 of them now in a similar spot, 40 out from the Cats' goal.
Well, Harris Andrews is the good one for mine. He's got the height, he'll read it, take the intercept mark, and he makes quick decisions when he gets the ball in the hand, so it's a good free for the Lions for mine.
Well, Blitzarves took the ruck contest. McInerney caught him high, so Blitzarves will go back. The man on the mark stands 45 out, 45 from home. A first goal to the Cats would certainly breathe some life into the contest. 4-8-32, the Lions lead by 21 points. 1-5-11, the Cats. Just the 5 goals in this game so far, and the chirp level is through the roof. Dangerfield and Zorko are going at one another deluxe. Blitzarves, he's pushed it across the face, minor score margin, 20 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Blitzar's been the poster boy for the athlete that's been able to turn into a footballer, hasn't he? Like, we've seen it tried a lot of times. It doesn't normally come off. I'm a big believer of actually recruiting a footballer first and then teach him to be an athlete, teach him how to run. But Blitzar's has certainly broken that mould. He's been probably the poster boy of the athlete and turned him into a footballer.
Well, the Lions about 3 or 4 kicks and now out of defence, and Neil swings it wide to Dunkley. Short pass into Gunston, pushing up the ground, creating space behind him. The Big O has drifted forward. Cats have a lot of numbers, though, so that's why Gunston is indecisive. He'll come through the middle where the Lions have numbers. Lester, Kadeem Coleman, right in the middle of the Gabba now, and he's got a free teammate out to the wide. Instead, he goes with a low darting pass there into Charlie Cameron. Takes it down low. Looked lively in the first quarter, quiet in the second. Charlie will line up from one almost directly in front.
It's brilliant ball move from Brisbane. Just shifted from this wing and right in front of us here in the Triple M commentary box through the middle of the ground. And what the key kick was Kadeem Coleman, as soon as he marked the ball, he just took off and just did a low flat kick into his teammate Charlie Cameron into space, and that's what made it hard for the Geelong defence to set up and intercept. Beautiful kick.
Just the 4 touches for Charlie Cameron, yet to hit the scoreboard. He does now in a big way. Brisbane get the first goal of the third quarter after Blitzarves had missed one on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. The Lions 5-8-38, the Cats 1-6-12.
And when you're playing against great defences like the Cats are, that's how you get your looks, the opportunities to be able to shift the ball, change the ball quickly across the side of the ground. And when you get in a position to get a look left and right inside forward 50, you've got to go decisively, and that's what Kadeem Coleman did. He's such a beautiful kick with the ball in his hands. We're seeing on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay, didn't mess around. Just drilled the ball low and flat. In a few instances in that first half where Brisbane kicked the ball with height, brought Tom Stewart, brought the Geelong defence into play, but beautiful bit of play from Brisbane there.
Harvey Norman replay. It's Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman, and we're giving you a free $50 cyber safety voucher to use towards any cyber security product. T's and C's apply. Ball back in the middle. The Lions starting the stretch. 26 points now, they lead, but Tom Stewart, the midfielder, starting in the middle with the mids, sends it inside forward 50. Here's Tomahawk, the big body. Couldn't get the football. Starcevic stood up in a 2-man tackle. Payne wrapped up by Close. All this happening inside the Cats forward 50. Myers, quick hands. Gave it to Cameron. Cameron appealed for a tackling without the ball. We're going to have a boundary throw in right forward pocket for the Cats.
Jeremy Cameron not happy with Myers. He received a bullet handball. Myers was only about 1.5 metres away, and it was just came at him 100 miles an hour. Cameron fumbled it. Missed opportunity there from the Cats.
They do get a stoppage, though, and they've had a few of those to start this third quarter, but have not been able to get full value out of them. As Tomahawk and the Big O lock horns. Ball comes out towards Holmes, taken to ground. Umpire rushes in, throw it up again. The Lions' defence is resolute at the moment. Their lead is 26 points. They'll throw it up. Ball bobbles around. Duncan ridden into the turf by Kadeem Coleman. A lot of players around the footy. And again, the umpire will rush in and throw it up right forward pocket. Cats end. Can they create something through Tom Hawkins? Taps it out into space. Picked up by Atkins, the milestone man. 100th game, but he's lost it. The Lions sweat on him. And Neil clears the danger. Goes to a contest. Hit with a good spoil. Cameron a good handball. There to McCluggage. And here is Kadeem Coleman.
Again, a laser-like kick. It didn't get to the intended target. Fletcher, he had to take it on the half volley. He's caught the tackle. Ball up centre wing. Out of sight of the Gabba.
Brisbane starting to look really dangerous on transition now. When they win that footy in their back half, they're looking to go try and beat that +1 and beat Geelong back to goal.
McInerney took it out of the ruck, put it on his boot. McCarthy went back with courage. McCluggage came through with ferocity. Now Charlie Cameron slipped over at the most inopportune moment, and we'll have a ball up just forward of centre for the Lions.
8 minutes gone, third quarter. Got Thomas, Liam Flanagan, Simon Black, Tom Rockcliffe and Belinda Mellon on the boundary for Bob Jane T-Marts. Stanley at the feet of, there's a dozen players around this footy. Here is Ashcroft getting busy, got it off to the Big O. Pressure on as he shinned that ball. Holmes also pressure as he was slung to the ground. The Cats, as it breaks to the broadcast side with numbers. Close. Duncan gives it back to Close. Forward handball to Atkins. Runs into trouble. Good turn. Clever handball. O'Connor kick into attack is good. Best movement of the night for the Cats ends with a Tom Hawkins set shot.
Yeah, absolutely, BT. Beautifully done from the Cats. Really to orchestrate real high-level handballing through middle of the ground under high pressure was magnificently done. And just the composure there by, was it O'Connor, to find his teammate there inside forward 50. Just the 3 marks inside 50 for the Cats in that first half. So this is a much-needed mark to the champion full forward in the big tomahawk.
Well, this is what he was calling for. Better movement going into their forward 50. They found him uncontested, directly in front, 40 out, on its way. Well, I think that's the Lions fans who are celebrating behind. They applaud that. They get into the big tomahawk. 5-8-38. 1-7-13 now the Cats. We've had the ball camped in their forward 50, but are yet to get it through the big sticks.
So he's still goalless as a 35-year-old. Lions go to the outer side. No mark taken. Here come the Cats again. Atkins in game 100, the milestone. Pops it up, 2-on-1. Big fly. Came from Henry. Myers dancing. Couldn't get past Coleman. Surely holding the football. Umpire said play on. Unbelievable. The crowd is incensed. Flying shot from Tui. Misses. Minor score. 1-8-14. 24-point margin. The crowd's just seen the Harvey Norman replay of the non-call for holding the football. They're not happy.
Geez, the Cats 1 goal 8. They are just can't get near it.
3 behinds in this term, and here come the Lions in transition, going coast to coast. Ashcroft, clever kick. Archie's having a good night. 16th disposal. Handballs it off. Hipwood on the run. Straight through. Gets his second. And he's off the big eel. Runs to centre half forward. Gets a cuddle there from McCluggage and Jared Berry. He lights them up there, Eric, with his second goal. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. And how often, fellas, do we see one side peppering away, can't get a goal, and then the other side goes up the other end and kicks truly?
Yeah, it happens all the time, doesn't it? But Geelong, they're the orchestrator of this. They've opened the game up with getting the +1 behind the footy. Now they've just dropped it. Stewart's going back to half-back, not going into this centre square bounce. But it was a really good execution early in the quarter there to open the game up. Their chain of hands, they took Starcevic out and brought him forward, went with that handball chain to get the overlap inside 50. And then Brisbane, conversely, when they got their opportunity, they shifted it really fast, got past the +1, and Hipwood knocks it over from 55. Great finish in the end for the Brisbane Lions.
Bob Jane Teamarts, Belinda Mellon.
Good to see Mark Blitzhouse back out there, boys. He came off with a teething doctor a short time ago and also got a blood rule patched up on his nose. Thankfully, no pig strap for him.
Bob Jane Teamarts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Footy in the hands of Bose. Off left half back. The kick was a brave one. Had to be centimetre perfect, it was. Myers releases Atkins. Atkins kicks to the pocket. They've got 2. Cameron back with the flight. Leicester was superb. Outnumbered, outgunned. And he forces a boundary throw in right forward pocket for the Cats.
Well, Jeremy Cameron got himself in an awkward position. He was in a good spot to mark the ball. He just needed to put his hands up above his head there. And going for the chest mark allowed Ryan Lester to get a fist in. So great defence from Ryan Lester.
Yeah, not to give away a free kick in that scenario as well. Boundary throw in. Atkins running around the footy but not picking it up. Off the deck, McKenna missed it. Comes out to Archie. Swings the ball out to Harris Andrews, who measures a beautiful pass into space. Charlie lets it bounce and scoots away there from Kolajasny and goes backwards to Archie at right half back. New deal during the week, back in the side, playing with some confidence. Shorten to Charlie's kicked a goal in this term. Eric Hipwood as well, he's kicked 2. 6-8-44, 1-8-14. 13 minutes gone in this third quarter. Slow movement here from the Lions into Wilmot, right half back. Dunkley calling it for the ball to come near the boundary, and he'll go in that direction now. In fact, he might just go a bit longer than that to one of his keys, and Eric Hipwood doesn't get off the ground. Stewart back there as well. O'Connor, good tackle there from Cam Rayner, not to sling him into the turf and hit his head. Cam Rayner's been a little bit quiet, but it's a good forward defensive effort. We're just forward of centre toward the Lions' end at 44 plays, 14. It's a 5-goal lead.
Blitzars tapped down. Atkins and Holmes beaten to it by McCluggage. Atkins fights for it. Hands and knees. Grise tackled by Lockie Neal will have a ball up in roughly the same spot. Choice hotels around the ground. For those of you interested in the FIFA Women's World Cup, the US have had a 3-0 win over Vietnam today. Japan defeating Zambia 1-0. England to take on Haiti here in Brisbane tonight as Ashcroft storms away from the contest, drives it into full forward. Charlie's given away a free kick against Zach Tui. The late end to the side. In place of Gary Rowan, they play on quickly.
O'Connor still deep in defence. No one on the mark, but he doesn't know where he wants to go. Now he goes to centre half back, finds Blitzarves. Gives it off to a runner. O'Connor, Adkins heard the call. Thought about the handball, but that wasn't on. Big O, good pressure. Dumped him after he got the kick away. Bounces kindly there for Holmes. Handball into space looking for Stengel. Hipwood comes through. Holmes intercepts that handball, which was meant for Archie. It'll end up with him. Got it from Starcevic. Footsteps there from Holmes. Got the kick away, though. Tui charging out. Oh, the good trap there from Zach Tui on the foot. The improvising. That was Sogger-like there from Zach Tui. And finds his fellow Irishman in O'Connor.
Player that needs to lift is Tyson Stengel. He's only under 3 handballs. Red Z lending stats. 3 handballs. They need better output from him. They need a live wire down there. Something to spark Geelong in the front half of the ground. Really poor so far on the Red Z lending stats.
Red Z lending loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com. 53 goals in an All-Australian blazer last year for Tyson Stengel in his first season as a Cat. He has struggled tonight, but he's not on his own. The Cats just cannot hit the scoreboard. Jeremy Cameron seems somewhat out of sorts as well. Here he is with the football, outer side of the Gabba. Payne got to him. You've got to tip your hand to the Lions defenders. The job they're doing, the pressure is relentless. McKenna tapped it forward. Rayner, later bounce through the corridor. Now Charlie Cameron's out. The footy's just got to get to him. It does. He dances, he weaves, he handballs. Selfless from Charlie. Goal to McCarthy. Lines are rolling.
Harvey Norman replay, you just see Charlie Cameron gave the lay-down handball to Link McCarthy running into an open goal, but he put the afterburners on again. He wanted the 1-2. He didn't get it, but he was happy to celebrate. He was out in a paddock by himself. All Rayner had to do was just put it out in front of him, which he did. It wasn't the best execution inside 50, but they had so much time and space. Once they broke that front line of defence, they were out everywhere, the Brisbane Lions, and some reward for effort. Their defence tonight has been outstanding. Geelong just cannot break through this wall at all.
Yeah, 3 behinds to 3 goals Brisbane's way. That sums up the way this term is played. And Lincoln McCarthy with his second has broken this game open. 6-goal lead feels more like a 10 or 11-goal lead, such as the way this game has been played. Twilight footy at the Gabba. The Lions are alive for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Charging out there was McKenna. Dangerfield the other way. The half-volley kick ends up with Zach Tui, who wants to sink it long, looking in the Dangerfield direction. And good contested mark there from Paddy Dangerfield. Their only goal kicker so far. Looking for Blitzarves. Rayner got a hand on the way through. And it comes back the other way to Kaneen Coleman. Just took the mark in time. And he wants to release Wilmot. Now he's got Ashcroft off to Fletcher. Jazz Croft combining. Now to Gunston sliding in on his knee. Takes the mark. Ashcroft flashing past. Goes into attack. Looking for Dunkley. Oh, timely. Ghosting through there was Duncan. Turnover. Cats have it back.
Now they're on the outer side. Smith puts it out in front of Blitzarves. Not too many can run him down, especially when McKenna went to ground. Blitzarves, handballs wide. Stanley. Ruckman are combining. Tom Rockcliffe looks nervous.
Never a good sign when Ruckman are handballing it to each other.
Henry takes the mark. That's Ollie, younger brother of the two. Inboard, Tanner Broome has marked 45 out. Tanner Broome's Red Z lending numbers. He's coming off a purple patch of late.
Yeah, just the nine touches, Flanners, 2 kicks, 7 handballs to this point in the game. He's going to shoot from just on 50 here. Pretty good angle, but just a really good sign for the Cats, the way they moved that ball. They gave themselves a good look inside 50 through changing angles with a bit of speed on the ball.
Pick 12 in the 2020 draft. Tanner Broome went to the Giants a couple of years there and said, I want to get home. First year as a Cat, and they need him to stand up. Crosses the 50, flushes it off the boot. Has it got the distance? It doesn't. In fact, it might have stayed in. You thought it might have hit the post. We're going to have a score review. Danaher and Andrews both flew. We'll have a listen for the umpire's call. They need 3 of them here. They need the boundary umpire to weigh in.
Harvey Norman replay will be interesting. I don't think it did. I
believe it's no score. Can we check it?
Harris Andrews punched it into Joey Danaher's arm.
I believe it's no score.
Danaher kept it in play.
All right, so the on-field call is no score. Tom Rockcliffe prides himself on being right.
Good call.
And would you believe it, the Triple M Harvey Norman replay is going to support him. He called it. Harris Andrews straight into the arm of Joe Danaher, so it will remain no score. We'll have a boundary throw in. Harvey Norman replay.
Might have to call too, BT.
Left forward pocket, Cat's end. A lot of pushing and shoving and blocking going on. Danaher having a run in the ruck. This defensive 50 stoppage. Ball squirts out to him, and he's kicked it straight out of bounds on the full. Did he have vertigo there, Big Joe? From hand to foot, it is a long way. Kicked it at right angles out of bounds on the full. Bruin will bring it back into Mark O'Connor. What's your rule over 200 centimetres there, Rocky?
Just do the basics. Don't put it straight into Section 9 here at the Gabba.
Here is O'Connor, entry, crowded 50, off a number of sets of hands. Turning into the tackle. There was Cameron, who looks a bit sore, was clutching at the right thigh down towards the knee area, having a dirty night. Lions get it back. And off to Starcevic, outside his defensive 50. He's found Big Joe for Macca's. Always get a hot finish to the footy with Macca's Winter Pie Range.
Ooh. Jeremy Cameron copped a really big cork last week in the win over the Bombers, as well as a couple of hits to the face.
Tell me more about those Macca's pies.
And he looks like he might have copped a hit in the same spot as Tom Rockcliffe wipes the drool off his microphone. Inside forward 50, the kick, not what the Lions would have wanted. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Might have to invest in a couple of them on my way home tonight, Flatters.
Is it an investment if you just eat them?
If it makes you feel good, as long as you're happy, it's good for your mental health.
Boundary throw in. Hipwood and Stanley do the work. Bowes, handball to nobody. Neil quick around the body. Dunkley, clever handball off the deck. Fletcher, flying shot. Jasper misses to the right-hand side. Reds Ed Lennox stat numbers for Jasper Fletcher. We're on Rising Star nominee watch. Simon Black.
He's had the 13 touches to this point. Will Ashcroft's had the 15.
His old man Adrian started his career at the Cats and went to the Saints for a season, the Bears, the Dockers, and then a stint at Williamstown in the VFL. Jeremy Cameron does not look too comfortable, by the way, at full forward. Get B to keep an eye on that for Bob Jane Teamarts. It comes past the wing. Harris Andrews has the footy. And the Lions now can play a bit of keepings off. He'll go backwards. They're 7-9-51 to 1-8-14. They're in trouble here, though. Turnover. Cameron coming across. Says, thank you very much. Takes the intercept mark. What was going on there, Rocky?
Good pressure from Tyson Stengel. I said he'd had a quiet night before, but he put the foot down on the Harvey Norman replay and just put some really serious pressure on, affected the kick. And Cameron was actually out of position. As you said, he looks a bit sore, and Leicester was in an acre of space. Unfortunately, the pressure was so good from Stengel, it forced that turnover.
Just the 6 touches for Jeremy Cameron. See how much he's hurting here. Slight angle, 40 out from goal. He's kicked that beautifully. Straight through the middle, Jeremy Cameron. Overstatement or understatement to say that they needed that first goal of the third quarter and just their second for the match. 2-8-20, Lions 7-9-51. All of that on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, and that on the back of some real great defensive pressure from the Cats. Stengel there, as you mentioned, we'll see on the Harvey Norman replay, comes in hard at Brandon Starcevic and just really shanks the kick, allows Jeremy Cameron to come into play, take an uncontested mark. Will that spark a bit of momentum for the Cats? They are such a proud club. Really haven't got much going tonight offensively, as we've mentioned numerous times. Credit to Brisbane the way they've defended, but a much better side than what we've seen tonight. Can this get a bit of energy and a bit of a spark going for this Geelong side?
Cameron is isolated in the goal square with Harris Andrews. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
31 points the margin. I reckon the Cats would like to be a bit closer if they're a chance in this one. 4:30 left to play. Lions with the footy. Coleman, that is a laser inside forward 50. Didn't get to Cameron on the full. Cats defenders swarm. Smith stepping through the traffic, but he's going the wrong way. Now he turns around. Chipping kick, good. Finds Bowes. Bowes wants to move it forward. Smith, the run is relentless. The work rate from this veteran never stops. The kick is perfect. Finds Myers, right half forward. Can he load up and find a target inside 50? Superb again. Dangerfield marks on the 50-metre arc. Coleman will stand a foot beyond the arc, which means this is going to need to travel 55 plus.
They're going to need a sweet kick. He's probably got the legs, but he's going to have to time it beautifully. Can't afford any shank here. And tell you what, this would be a captain's goal right here.
Patrick Dangerfield began his career at the Crows. Moved back home to Moggs Creek. He's the mayor of the joint now. They'll be listening all the way back home. Moggs Creek erupts. The Cats are back in it. 3-8-26. The margin now 25 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. We've got 3:20 left to play in the third term.
Well, back-to-back goals for the Cats. Exactly what they needed. Is it the spark? Is it to get something here they can get going to build some real form and energy and momentum on? That their captains led them beautifully. We see here Flanners.
This is goal assist number 31 for the season for Brian Myers. He's the one that found danger for that. So,
what about the kick across the body again? There was a bit of a look-away pass, wasn't it? Across the body. About a 40-metre kick, you must say, coming back inside. And danger there. Big moment. The captain stood up.
Dare we say it, this margin's similar to what it was last week when they put the cue in the rack against the Demons with 7 minutes to go. Looked like they had it won comfortably and then allowed them back in. Cats have kicked a couple in a row. 7-9-51 the Lions. 3-8-26 are the Cats. With 3 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Neil tried to flip one over his head. Stewart coming through. Ball up. Bob Jane T-Mart's ball into Mellon.
The Cats have played their sub, boys. So Onsin Mullen comes in for Tanner Bruin, who's off with breathing difficulties, boys.
Thank you, V. Right into the middle. He goes, Mullen. It comes out, though, to Zach Guthrie. Handball out wide. Jack Bowes looks up, has a bounce. Cameron giving chase. Bowes, high ball, will just pierce the 50. Over the head there of Blitzarves, all the way back to Lockie Neal. There towards Jack Payne. Kicks a long ball into space. No one there. Stewart picks it up off the bounce. Shoved into the turf by Hipwood. Well done here is Wilmot trying to shake off Henry. Outside of the right boot, it's a high ball. It suits Tui. Spoil from behind from Rayner. Picks it up clean from Cameron. Rayner, good handball into Wilmot. There's a player down. Back play, looking for Danaher. Couldn't take the mark. 1-on-2 outnumbered. Henry caught one front on there from Fletcher. Tough footy. Umpire rushes in. We'll get a stoppage just outside the lines, 4:50.
Big Eric Hipwood, massive effort there to get to that contest 2-on-1. He was the one that stayed down. Just recovering now, making his way back inside 50.
Tom Rockcliffe, Triple M Seabus, super special comments. The ruck tap from McInerney to Neil was elite. Neil went inside. Now the Cats are in trouble. Footy in hand, we're going to have a ball up. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. We've got 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in this second half, and the Cats suddenly have come to life.
And the crowd's into it, aren't they? Cats, of course, kicked the last couple. There's great energy in the stadium right now.
Fletcher, quick kick. Tui, was that a handball? Umpire said it was. Fletcher again to Rayner. Clever over the top to McKenna. Oh, trying to step through a Tom Stewart tackle. Hard to do. Now Danaher wants his left foot, doesn't have a right one. Gave it to McKenna. Kick to the top of the square. They need a fly. Gunston, Cameron, De Koning with the dribbler out wide to clear the danger.
Dunkley giving chase. Oh, he was shoved there by Smith. No free kick. Comes back to Canine Coleman. Bit of time and space now to Berry. He's forced to retreat. Finds Harris Andrews. Hawkins steps up to the mark. And he's going to step around the big tomahawk. Bit of dare there from Harris Andrews. Goes out to the pocket. Bit of a negative kick. All the big men are there, though. Hipwood. As the Cats clearing kick, looking for Brad Close. He'll come straight back out of bounds on the full. Canine Coleman has the footy. 55 out from goal. And he's got Rayner, who loves a big hang, the big O, and Joe Danaher in the goal square. And he's going to tee it up 20 out from goal. Goes toward the pocket. Rayner forced to spoil. Offhands Dunkley. Here is Danaher. Low handball to no one. Shocking. Cats in transition.
And here they come. Duncan chipping kick. Stengel wide. The stream is coming. The run. The Cats flooding forward in numbers. Close. Didn't take the mark. Harris Andrews interfered. Free kick. Mullen, the sub, the Irishman, into the game in place of Tanner Broom. He provides an option. Close elects to dump it long. Wants Tom Hawkins. Blitzar's there as well. Hawkins out the back. Smith can't beat it to the boundary line. Throwing inside the Cats forward 50. 33 seconds left on the clock in this third term. 25 points the margin for the Lions.
Hawkins out of the ruck, snap a goal. Make it really interesting at three-quarter time.
That is his trademark. And he's right next to big Oscar McInerney, whose colours were lowered by Max Gawn last week. Hawkins tried to flip it over his head. Mullen, the sub, on the field into action. Tui there as well. Another stoppage. Clock will stop with about 25 seconds left. Umpire's got to throw it up quickly. Good body work there from the Big O. Try to slap it forward. Berry clears the danger. Bounces through the Gabba. Cats there with numbers. The sweeper is the Koenig.
Got to go direct.
And he's not going direct. He's going out sideways to Reece Stanley. Does have a big shoe on him. Gets up on his bike now. Has to thump it long. Get it inside 50. Blitzars from the side. Sets himself. Good recovery though. Zorko picked it up. And there is the siren the Lions were hoping for. They have a 25-point lead, but signs of life there from Cats late in that term. Three-quarter time, it is the Lions 7-9-51. The Cats are 3-8-26. For McDonald's, Areem Hot Water, Triple M, Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
always get a hot finish to the footy with Macca's Winter Pie Range.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football. Max Gawn. When you go to the Gold Coast, where do you stay?
Broady, I think.
Yeah, right. Would you go to Ripley's, believe it or not? Do you do Cavill Avenue?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maisie's still got his theme park pass, so we might go with Steve's to the theme parks.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
This is Bruno driving to the footy.
Oh.
And this is his cheap insurer reading the policy fine print.
Clause 9D of your car insurance says you're not covered for thingamybobs.
Thingamy-bobbed at claim time? Beware bargain insurance regret, Bruno. Choose Amy instead. Who pays out over 99% of motor claims? Amy does.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Acceptance rate for the 12 months up to 30 September 2022. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the TMD and PDS at amy.com.au and consider if it's right for you.
Over 94% of pilot patients report improved performance in the...
Sorry, sensors say we can't talk about that.
What?
Yep, everyone's offended these days.
Well, apparently we're not allowed to talk about where pilot patients have improved performance in, so let's just use this analogy. Over 94% of Aussie campers using Pilot report stronger, firmer tent poles when it comes to pitching their tent. And we all know camping is a lot funner when your tent pole stays up all night. Take the quiz at pilot.com.au. Pilot. Hard, made easy.
Australia, now is the best time to enjoy Aussie fresh fruit and veg.
And right now, Coles 100% Aussie Hass avocados are just $1.50 each. Just $1.50.
This week at Coles.
Offer ends Tuesday.
Kobe is a cheeky 9-year-old that loves bikes and fast cars. He has acute flaccid myelitis, which has meant long hospital stays away from his family. But Kobe and his family had time together thanks to his wish to live like his favourite YouTubers.
Kobe's wish came true when he stayed in a mansion, played laser tag and rode in a limo.
Helping sick kids find hope is something we all have the power to do.
Find out how at makeawish.org.au.
Make a wish.
Dan Murphy's July catalogue is out now. You'll love this month's value wine picks approved by our expert wine panel and all under $15 each, including Grant Burge Barossa Ring Shiraz, only $14 for My Dan's members. Offers end Wednesday, August 2. Choose to drink wise. Conditions apply.
Gear up for work in uni with great savings at Jaycar's IT and Tech Sale. 20% off routers, extenders, adapters and more. 25% off hubs, converters, keyboards, mice and more. Save up to 35% on portable power banks, QI chargers, laptop power supplies, etc. Jaycar. Up to 20% off selected wireless security kits and cameras. Plus save on headphones, smart tech, leads, cables, racking and more. Don't miss out on these fantastic bargains. Hurry into your local Jaycar store now. Sale ends soon. Jaycar, tech, electronics and more.
Steel prices are rising. But relax. You can still beat the increase with Best Sheds. Quality Australian engineered sheds made to order. You must be quick. See bestsheds.com.au now.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Well, the Lions have led all night, 14 points at quarter time, 21 points at the half as they turn for home. They lead by 25, but the Cats kicked the last 2 goals just to make things interesting and perhaps getting a little bit nervous in Brisbane, given they had a similar lead last week against the D's at the MCG and imploded 7-9-51. Brisbane, 3-8-26 are the Cats. Brett Thomas, Liam Flanagan, Tom Rockcliffe, Simon Black, Belinda Mellon on the boundary. Fellas, before we get your thoughts, B downstairs for Bob Jane T-Marts.
I tell you what, the Cats medicos have been frantic during this break. 2 doctors and a physio working on Tom Stewart's left hand. He's taken some painkillers. They've strapped it up. They would obviously be desperate to keep him out there. Jeremy Cameron, also a whole heap of strappings gone on that corked right quad. And Patrick Dangerfield's mouthguard is MIA. There's been a few physios scouring the centre of the ground looking for one. Daisy Pearce had a spare. She gave him one. He didn't like that fit. So at the moment, Paddy Dangerfield is out there, sans mouthguard.
Thank you, B. He's kicked a couple of very important goals, has the captain. Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. They've only kicked 3 goals for the game, the Cats, but are they in this contest, fellas?
Daisy Pearce has just given her mouthguard up to Paddy Dangerfield. I don't know if that would fit, would it?
What happened?
I'm sure it's not hers.
No, I know it's not hers, but she's offered her mouthguard up, PT. That's what I'm saying.
What, her own mouthguard?
Well, no.
A mouthguard.
Her mouthguard.
Oh.
Paddy's lost his, and Daisy Pearce has wandered out there and gone to give him another one.
One of the chemist jobs that you boil quickly in the hot water.
Put it in the hot water. 3/4 time.
Chris Fagan admitted after the loss last week to Melbourne that this side and the coaching staff had failed to game plan for the situation they found themselves in against the Demons last week.
Staggering.
Said it simply hadn't been on their agenda. Now they find themselves in the exact same situation.
Hard to believe that they don't train that throughout the week. That the 2 minutes to win the game, 2 minutes to protect the game.
It's been happening for 10 years.
Exactly. Yeah, it does.
Well, we're underway. They're not messing around for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy. Let's see if the Lions can protect this lead. It's 25 points. Dunkley sends them inside forward 50. Ball in the hands of Fletcher. Blackie said, back yourself, young man. He gave it to Danaher. His handball was interrupted. Henry's wrapped up in a tackle. Ball out. 30 metres from the Lions' goal.
And Flaz, that was the issue for Brisbane last week, wasn't it? They protected the lead too early. Went into that protective mode and cost them in the end greatly.
Yeah, Gunston going back. Let's see if he does that tonight. Here's a free kick out of the ruck, and it is going to Big Joe. We'll wait for the Harvey Norman replay. He's apoplectic there. Reece Stanley throws the head back. Can't believe it. Over the shoulder, was it?
Yeah, just over the shoulder from Reece. Just a clumsy free kick against those ones. Killia's aside. Defensive 50 right in front. Joey will kick from 35 out.
So he's kicked the 1-1. It was from this end of the ground. He had 3 shots in that second quarter, all from the pocket. This one straight in front. Big Joe to put a dagger through the heart of the Cats. Can he convert? Skips through. Kicks truly. Joe's got 2. Lions get the all-important first goal of this last quarter. 8-9-57, 3-8-26.
That's a perfect opportunity, isn't it, to come out. We know what happened to him last week, but to take all those doubts out in the last quarter, come out, get a bit of momentum, get the first goal, and now they're up and running and not thinking about what happened to him last week in the last quarter, getting overrun. So perfect start to the last quarter for the Brisbane Lions.
Tell you what, if you're playing with Joe Danaher, you got to be careful in your defensive 50 because he fakes free kick. I know that free kick was there, yeah. But he gets a lot of forward 50 free kicks from dropping his knees and getting the one over the shoulder, and you've got to be real careful with Danaher around.
Small forward mind and big forward body.
Yeah, he is.
Has the right smile there on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
Yes. Harvey Norman, it's Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman BT, and we're giving you a free $50 cyber safety voucher to use towards any cyber security product. T's and C's do apply. The Lions, 31 points now, they lead. And here they come once more. It's been intercepted, no. Zach Guthrie going to send it long to Stengel. Plenty of Lions defenders in attendance. Leicester got caught with it by Stengel.
Great tackle.
Needs to get moving. Wheels and goes quickly. The lead is on. Henry caught behind Archie. Tui floated back to bring it to ground. Stanley looking to make up for the free kick he just gave away. Stewart dumps it in the Cameron direction. He looks hobbled with that knee. Duncan came through at pace. Standing up is Zorko. Not normally his area of the ground. That's probably why he's turned it over. He's put it in the lap of Jeremy Cameron. 35 out, 45-degree angle.
Unlucky from Zorko. He tried to do the right thing, get a clearing kick. He just got no purchase on it whatsoever and kicked it straight to Cameron. If you could try that another 10 times and 9 of them he'd execute perfectly. Unfortunately, the one straight down Cameron's throat.
Jeremy Cameron, he's got 1 goal tonight. He's level with Norm Smith on the all-time leading goal kickers list. Now he's gone past him. Jez has got 2, and the margin is cut back to 25 points on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Back of Stengel's pressure again, another well-executed tackle. Get that turnover at half-back. It wasn't perfect play, but he was the one that intercepted the footy, won the footy, got another entry for the Geelong Footy Club. So, yes, he hasn't touched it a lot tonight. We haven't seen him impact the scoreboard, but he's had 2 massive pressure acts that have resulted directly in both of Cameron's goals.
The Cats just need some clearance dominance. They've been flogged all night. They're minus 17 clearances, minus 25 contested possession. So those aspects of the ground, midfield, big responsibility of the Cats this last term.
They're back in the middle. They've got Atkins, who's won himself a free kick. Dangerfield and Stewart started that centre bounce. Tom Atkins gets moving, and he's going to send it long to a pack. Leicester thrown out of the way by Jeremy Cameron. Off hands, Ollie Henry, goal side. Harris Andrews coming in, got boot to ball. Cats, 2 quick goals. Whistle is gone though. Is there a review underway? Ollie Henry is celebrating. Let's hear the call.
Please confirm if it was touched.
So we'll need conclusive evidence that it was touched by Dunkley. Dunkley is the man who got 2 hands to it. Has it touched the thumb, you think, Flanners? Rocky?
Hardly normal replay. It'd take a lot to turn that over. I'm not sure there's a touch on that. Hit it pretty cleanly. Went right between Dunkley's hands, actually. His hands were a long way apart. I don't think it touched anything on the way through.
Got to be a goal, this.
Both teams are set up for a point, but
so it will be a goal to Ollie Henry. Cats 2 in a row. Game on here at the Gabba. 8-9-57, the Lions 4-8-32. Move to now 5-8-38 has been confirmed.
Well, it's a massive clearance, centre bounce goal for the Cats. Obviously very needed. They've been smashed tonight, 8-3 out of the centre bounce. And overall clearances of 40-16, an absolute domination from the Lions through the middle of the ground. So a really, really much needed centre bounce goal from the Cats, and they need to back it up with a second one here.
That little man on the shoulder of these Lions players is starting to get a little bit bigger.
I said he was gone, and it gave him some reassurance after the first goal, and then within the next 2 minutes Geelong gone bang bang and he's climbed back up.
It was 25 points at 3/4 time. It's now 19 points. Ball back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy, and the Lions are looking rocky. McInerney taps it down. Neil McCluggage composed the handball to Wilmot. Fought for it, wanted it more. Darcy Wilmot put it out into space. Zach Tui got it to Atkins just in time. The axe in game 100. Tui now about to be chased down by Gunston. Guthrie got there to help out. I think he might have put the kick out of bounds on the full. Oh, Duncan! Big fly!
What a grab.
Big mark! Hasn't got that high off the ground since he was drafted. Mitch Duncan, inside forward 50. Coming on a long lead is Henry! Are they going to pay it? They will!
I'm going to take you back to the centre bounce here, boys. Lockie Neal just wanted the 1-2 handball. He shaped a handball with height to his teammates, and then it'd be a low and flat handball. Wanted the 1-2, just need to get it with his teammate low and flat. They would have been out. It infuriates me when I see players trying to get 1-2 cheapy handballs. Drives me mad. That was poor play from their superstar midfielder.
Triple M Seabell Super special comment. Simon Black is livid. This is as angry as I've ever seen him. Ollie Henry to make it hurt. Make it hurt. He's hit the post.
Absolute
wow.
Steam coming out of Simon Black at the moment.
He's taking his shirt off. He's getting livid. 18 points the margin.
Winning a couple of big 50-50 contests there, the Cats. Lions fans, where Duncan took that twisting mark, thought he was out of bounds, and then maybe there was a hand or a spoil there from Ollie Henry as the Lions come out of defence. But here is Blitzarf sweeping on the footy, sending it back in, but Wilmot is there to take the mark, squares it up, go to Starcevic. Dangerfield coming in late. Starcevic now in very short again. Forced Archie to do a bit of work to take that mark. So maybe some nerves creeping in the Lions here. Gunston wants it long and wide. Goes to Wilmot, who kept running. Here is Payne. Again, a few short chips and kicks, but there's a long way from home here. More than 15 minutes remaining. And the lead is 19 points. There's Payne coming across Kolajasny. Cats with numbers. They're building. And they'll go towards their forward 50 again. Wilmot sets himself, but coming across from the side is Blitzarves. Blitzarves takes the mark on Starcevic. He's got Hawkins isolated, screaming for the footy in the right forward pocket. Wheels onto his left, and he goes a little bit straighter than that. Payne, the big fist, comes down to McCluggage. Dangerfield hot on his hammer, sweating on him. Hawkins, fast pass, squares it up. McCarthy tracking back in defence. They're out of danger.
For a moment, Danaher with the mark. Right half back. Chipping kick. Oh, it overcooked it. Charlie, too fast for the kick. Ran under it. Now Kolajasny, tackled by Charlie Cameron. Not sure it was a legal handball. Berry got rid of Smith when he didn't have the football. Free kick, Cats. Tom Rockcliffe. You can see the Brisbane Lions players going into their shells.
Starting to panic already. There's still 15 minutes to go in this game. You can see the momentum shift 100%. Brisbane starting to panic, second guess everything they do at the moment. They look flat. They're not full of run like they were for the first three quarters. The pressure's right on them now. They need to stand up. If they want to win the grand final this year, this is their moment.
Bowes drives it deep for the Cats inside forward 50. What a mark. Ryan Lester,
the veteran.
They need to prove to themselves that they can stand up in these moments when the pressure comes. This is where the belief's built.
And this is the area they're having trouble moving the ball out from, although that's a great kick from Zorko. Leading up was Hipwood in the middle, in the centre square. He goes looking for McCluggage. Speculative pass in between a couple of Cats. Dangerfield. And they come out now through Stewart. He's got Tui, but Archie was right there. So Stewart runs a long way backwards, and then that is such great composure. Finds Holmes, centre wing, out of side, right near the benches. Numbers streaming forward for Geelong. Ream hot water, built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. It's tough and hot out there at the moment. Looking for Cameron off hands. Harris Andrews out of bounds, 50 out from the Cats' goal. It is the Lions clinging to a 3-goal lead.
Clinging's the right word, BT. Those consecutive goals from Ollie Henry and Jeremy Cameron has put the fear of God into this Brisbane Lions side. Their run's gone, their dash is gone. They don't want the corridor anymore. And now they're having to defend their goal line. Ball up inside the Cats forward 50.
And it's critical they hold their width flatters here. When you get the pressure and the intensity builds, you want to get close and feel like you've got to do more than you do. The forwards need to hold their structure ahead of the ball. Midfielders need to go to work.
Triple M Seabell Super special comments from Simon Black. Seabell Super making hard work pay off. Cats inside forward 50 again. No mark taken. McInerney. Umpire blew the whistle to give him the mark. Oscar knew it wasn't one. Now Rayner. Where's he going? What's he doing? He's run back towards the opposition goal. Turned the footy over. And Ollie Henry lets him off with a behind. What was Cam Rayner thinking?
Well, this is where they require just some composure, Flanners. They need to think their way through it, take the easy option. If you're under pressure, go wide. Just try and retain possession. You don't need to overplay it. They've got the lead. Just play strong football, but just don't overplay your arm.
This is where their leaders need to stand tall, take control of the game. There's not a lot you can do in the coach's box. Yes, you can change and get a couple of messages out there, but their leaders out on the deck, They've got to really grab hold of this game now and play the style and brand of footy they want.
She's Payne's kick marked by Leicester almost over the boundary. By the way, Ollie Henry had a lot more time than what he thought. So Lions off the hook there. Harris Andrews, an important mark, contested mark, coming in from the side on Zach Guthrie. So he's pushed up the ground here, Harris. And they need to get it forward and camp it in their forward 50. Take some pressure off. Take a bit of time off the clock. Here is Cam Rayner. Had a horror moment in defence. He goes out wide. Poor checking there from the Cats. Dunkley on the ground, and he's going to turn and kick towards the goal square. Coming in McCarthy, through his hands, couldn't take it. To Koning. Jack Henry sold into trouble. Was that a clean handball? Umpire said yes. Stewart running out of defence, kicks under pressure. Canine Coleman slipping and sliding, can't take it. Picked up by Blitzarves. Cats are away. Atkins, handball forward. Here is Smith, has a bounce. 50 inside now, going towards Cameron. Takes the mark. Just in the field of play, end-to-end from the Cats.
The locals aren't happy, but they may have won a free kick, 50-50 decision in their forward 50, the Brisbane Lions, but the transition from Geelong, one end to the other, Smith, what a marvel he's been for so long. He just never stops running. He had a paddock out there on the wing.
So Jeremy Cameron for goal number 3. This to bring it within 2 kicks. They rush in now, trying to get a hand on it. They don't. Jeremy Cameron's got 3 goals. Game on at the gather. Brisbane with an 11-point lead, and Canine Coleman's in a bit of trouble in the middle as well.
Yeah, he looks sore. He's making his way back to half-back, so we'll see how that plays out. But, yeah, the Cats, as you said, Rock, the transition. You'll see on Triple M, Harvey Norman replay, just thought their way through it. Henry's strong enough to get his arm free, and Tom Stewart, goodness me, he's been absolutely superb. They got the ball there out to Isaac Smith on the wing there, and he just had the poise and composure to run with the footy and find. Could have had a shot on goal. May well have a shot from 50 here, but Jeremy Cameron marked the ball just on the goal line, good enough to think his way through. We've got a serious game on our hands right now.
Goal number 574 for Jeremy Cameron in his career. Draws level with Stephen Milne and Richard Osborne on the all-time list. But the ball is back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. And the margin is less than 2 goals, 57-46. It can't happen again to the Lions, can it? Not 2 weeks in a row. Here they come, clearing kick. McKenna tried to go out of midair. It would have been miraculous. Hands are lightning fast. Oh, the smother was superb from Bowes. McKenna continued his run. Danaher slaps it out in the direction of McCluggage. Boundary line's going to beat him. We'll have a throw in.
Will Ashcroft hasn't moved since that centre square bounce.
Player down in the middle.
He's holding his knee or his head.
Will Ashcroft, whose run and gun approach to the game.
Stop the game.
We're seeing the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Oh no.
Not an ACL. Not a knee.
He was involved in a contest with Max Holmes, and he has grabbed the right knee as he's rolled backwards. The game's going to be put on hold here. This would be heartbreaking. Will Ashcroft has been one of the young shining lights of this competition. Would have been the number 1 pick in last year's draft.
They either need to get the stretcher out there and get him off the ground. I think they're doing some testing out there, but they need to just get him off.
So the ball is out of bounds in the Lions forward 50. Will Ashcroft is back in the centre of the Gabba. He's being helped to his feet now.
Here comes
the trainers are going to take him off the field. That's something for Belinda Mellon to keep an eye on. That's a headache for later on. The headache right now for Chris Fagan and his men is how do they hold on to this lead? 11 points the margin in favour of the home side.
Fingers crossed. It's just one of those ones that you just an awkward landing, and it's not too bad. It troubles you at the time. He's actually walking off reasonably well considering how bad that looked there at the time.
So Kai Lohman is the sub. He's warming up on the exercise bike. Charlie Cameron's having a word to him. He's a dangerous player around goal. So we'll see if that is activated shortly. 10 minutes to go in this last quarter. State of play is the Lions lead by just 11 points. They lead by 25 at three-quarter time, but the Cats are coming in a hurry. Blitzarves, underhand hit out. Zorko coming through, backpedaling. Strong contested mark by Archie. He is having a night to remember, Cal Archie, back in this Brisbane side.
He sure has, BT. It's his 21st touch coming up. The player in and out of the side. needs to make a statement, and he's done that tonight. And what bigger moment right now to make a statement for his team.
He's kicked just the one behind, but he's had a lot of footy across half forward. And he's taken the 7 marks as well. I can't remember him playing a better game. But this is a really important kick directly in front. Makes no mistake. Cal Archie salutes the crowd. They come from all angles to tap him on the head. Big goal there for Cal Archie in a big moment for the Lions. 9-9-63, 6-11-46. Bit of breathing space on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Well, Brisbane just need to keep winning the ball. The reason they lost last week is because they just got flogged late in the game around the middle of the ground. Gorn was superb. Viney was superb amongst others, and Brisbane just couldn't get their hands on the ball. They just need that goal was created in the back of a stoppage wing out there in the forward flank, and Brisbane just need to keep doing that. They can't go into the shells, into that protective mode they did last week to protect the game. They just need to keep playing and keep pushing forward, and that was a really important moment by Archie right there.
2 big stories right now is can the Lions hold on to this lead, and what is the damage to Will Ashcroft's knee? He's on the boundary being assessed by the Lions trainers. We'll get to B in a moment. Ball back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M Rocks footy. Lions have been dominant at stoppages all evening. Here they go again. Rayner sat it out in front of Jasper Fletcher. Oh, what about the step? Left Atkins in his wake. Now he gallops up the wing. Inside forward 50. Wants Gunston. Big shove. Umpire was blindsided. Boundary throw in inside the Lions forward 50.
Come down to how important these clearances are. Blackie touched on it, how much Brisbane have dominated, but whoever wins these centre bounce clearances seem to score at the moment. Geelong won their couple kicked goals, and then Brisbane did the same.
As the crowd is riding every bump, they are so animated here at the Gabba. More than 32,000 watching this contest. The Lions leading by 17 points from the boundary throw-in. Comes to Gunston, slaps it on the boot. It's drifting. Is it there? No, it takes a hand on the way through from Charlie Cameron, who apologises. Rush behind. Cats are not going to waste any time. 3-goal lead now to the Lions. Tom Stewart has it right back pocket.
It was Charlie Cameron that touched the ball. It was going to be a goal. Had he let that go through, he was the one that touched it.
Cats possessing the football in their defensive 50. Bowes has it. Margin is 18 points. 3 goals in it. 8 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in this game. Wide. Harris Andrews got nowhere near it. Ollie Henry took the mark. Sends it forward. Stengel got to compete against the bigger man.
Poor kick.
You heard it. Dunkley with the intercept mark. Simon Black didn't like the kicks.
Bob Jane, T-Marts, Belinda Mellon. How is Will Ashcroft?
He's looking very composed on the boundary, boys. He's had ice applied to the right knee. Doctors have given him thorough testing. There is no doubt he'll have scans as soon as possible. The good news is he pushed the doctors and physios away and insisted on walking off the ground by himself and doesn't look in a great deal of pain. So if there's anything positive, it's that.
Zorko gets the free kick, plays on, drives it up over the wing to half forward, through the hands there of Hipwood, and trickles out of bounds. So B, any sign that the Lions are about to activate their sub in Kai Lohmann?
He has been warming up, of course, as you mentioned, on the bike, but he has not been activated as yet. You'd imagine it'd only be a matter of time, though.
Okay, thank you, B. So the Lions have moved the ball just forward of centre, although that boundary thrown's drifting towards the wing, and a bit of a hook on it. Here is McCluggage, though, winning it out of that boundary throw-in, and the mark has been juggled almost there by Jack Gunston. Did he hold it for long enough? Umpire said no, pack forms. And Kai Lohmann is on the ground, so the Lions have activated their sub. He's in the forward 50 for this boundary throw-in. Didn't have it there for long enough, Gunston.
Ball up, Lions forward 50. Can Kai Lohmann get busy? Guthrie got to it, cleared the danger. Brian Lester, mid-air thump. He's going to put it out of bounds on the full. Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today, T&Cs apply. Kai Lohmann, the sub, activated for the Lions. He's into the game. Guthrie with the free kick. Down the line. Needs Cameron to rise up. Lester, good fist. Fletcher, down low. Miss Gunston with the handball. He's got a man behind him in support. He decides to run and gun and float a kick to the top of the square. Charlie, one-on-one. V. Kolajasny lost the battle. Cats need to be composed. They need to score. They need to score quick. The handball from Bowes was hopeful.
And here is Hipwood. Clever tap out wide to Wilmot. It's going to come back in. Hipwood got it from Wilmot. That's a poor pass. Gets towards Zorko. Upended by Jack Bowes out of bounds. 50 out from the Lions' goal. It is Brisbane leading by 3 goals. We've got 6.5 to play here at the Gabba. What a game we got.
The boos ring out as a scoreboard. No going on the ground after the game due to the conditions.
No.
What's wrong with the conditions of the ground?
Beautiful
Perfect
conditions here. They must have taken that from the Adelaide Oval where it's raining cats and dogs. It's the Cats and Lions here through the middle. Atkins waits for the traffic to go by him. Off to Close, up and running. Brad Close, forward 50. Stengels had a quiet night. Free kick given away by Ryan Lester. Maybe unnecessary in the end. Stengel, it didn't look like he was going to take that mark. Ryan Lester giving away the free kick. Tyson Stengel line up in the left forward pocket.
And Stengel's in a really good position to think his way through this. Just snap on that right foot, come out a few yards. You back him in from this position.
How many touches has he had, Tyson Stengel?
Some Red Zen lending stats. Tyson Stengel's had just the 5 touches, 2 kicks, 3 handballs.
Well, he's in his most important touch of the night. This to bring it within a couple of goals. Bends it around, but is it a goal? It is. He's bent it back through. Tyson Stengel, all-important goal. Gives the Cats a sniff. 23.5 minutes gone. Brisbane, 9-10-64, up by 2 goals. Cats, 7-10-52, under 6 minutes remaining at the Gabba.
Yeah, Cats alive, Flanners. Here they come. Some red lending stats, guys, for the Cats. Tom Stewart's been superb, leading the way with 23. Jack Bowes, 22. Mitch Duncan, 20. For the Lions, Josh Dunkley, 24. McCluggage, also 24. Lockie Neal, 23.
Triple M Red Z Lending stats. Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com.
This was an arm wrestle for the first 2.5 quarters, and it has opened up now.
Massive centre square bounce this one right now. 6 minutes to go on the clock. If Geelong win this and go forward and kick another one, look out.
For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy.
Oh, Paddy.
Danger. Of course it's him. Explodes away from the contest. Inside forward 50. Stengels just kicked the ball. Now he's inside 50 once more. High kick. Duncan has eyes on it. Good contest. Hands and knees. Multiple players in the area for both sides. Quick hands. Wilmot gave it back to McKenna. Kick is smothered by Stengel. Stiff. It went off the shoe. Free kick Lions out on the full.
So McKenna has it back. Chance to take his breath. A lot of tired bodies out there. He's probably just going to have to dump this long down the line because there's no one, no switch of play, no short option. So he goes long in the hope that the Big O can take a big mark. Comes to ground. Bowes tackled by Dunkley. Umpire rushes in before he's taken a ground. Will throw it up. Just forward of centre here, Rocky.
Lions, they said they practiced it during the week. They can't shut up shop here. They've got to continue to attack. One more goal will probably win it for them.
Diving on the footy like a grenade. Dangerfield picked it up. Handball over his head. Spiked down by Archie. Berry, desperate. But more desperate was Dangerfield. Ends up with Bowes. Kick inside the forward 50. Not a good one. Payne follows up his spoil. Looking for Lohman, the sub. Turning into the tackle there is McCluggage. Just got a boot to ball, but it might come back. It was an awkward bounce there for Cameron. He's got the footy now. Turning on his left. Didn't go 15. Holmes got it off to Jack Bowes, the former son. Drifting kick into the 50, into the goal square. Archie on his back. Got it towards Connor McKenna. Lions out of defence, are they?
Berry lowers the eyes, finds a target. You hear the roar of the crowd as Joe Danaher takes a mark and everyone takes a breath. Left half back for the Lions. Called to move it on. Danaher down the line. McInerney caught behind Stanley, got there in time to force a contest. Gunston wrapped up by Guthrie, ball up, right on the logos outer side of the Gabba.
Jack Bowes would wish he'd have 2 more opportunities. He had 2 kicks inside 50, had some options on, missed both times.
Dunkley coming through. Tackle, but got the handball free. Off to Berry. Awkward kick on his left has been marked by Tom Stewart. Must be close to double digits now. And what a kick into the middle. He's got 2 Cats running forward. Sits up nicely for Max Holmes. Rayner gives chase. Kick inside the forward 50. Over a couple of heads. Hawkins gives chase. Ball bounces away from him, right forward pocket. We've got a boundary throw in.
Pulling them apart at the moment. Geelong, they're winning all the contests. They're holding their outside shape. Brisbane getting drawn into the contest. Again, trying to save the game, get numbers behind the footy. Geelong, open side of the ground. They just want to go at all costs.
12-point margin, 3 minutes 46 on the clock. Cats forward 50. Neil stood up, got it to Dunkley. Quick kick out of the pack. It's going to land at the 50-metre arc. Well judged by O'Connor. He's marked 55 from home. Numbers are flooded back in the Cats' defence. Stanley pointing, saying go deep. Squares the ball instead, does O'Connor. Mitch Duncan. This is what he does better than almost anybody else in the game. Finds a target inside 50. Instead, he hands it off to Guthrie. He drops a kick to 20 out from Go Archie. Floating back.
Wasting opportunities here, Flanners. Inside 50s, 19-8 for the quarter, but the Cats not capitalising enough.
This will be a career high in terms of disposals here for Cal Archie. Right back pocket. Kick to goal, but this is just as important. Safety coming out of defence. McCarthy got it off hands. Short pass is a good one from McKenna, although didn't take the mark according to the umpire. Play on. Myers tackled by Wilmot. Ball in dispute toward the boundary near the wing. Picked up by Cameron. Got it to McCarthy this time. Slaps a long ball on the boot. Joe Danaher just dropped it at the last second. Guthrie and DeConing there. Stewart. Handball over the top. Kolajasny turns. Whistle is gone.
Jack Bowes.
Off the ball.
Jack Bowes down in back play. He's left the field of play now. We'll get down to B in a moment for an update on Jack Bowes. So, play was stopped. Left half back for the Cats. Kolajasny with the footy.
Geelong just looking to switch the footy, get to the open side of the ground here. Brisbane have got to find one, start to defend.
Duncan comes corridor. The corridor is open at the Gabba. Oh, Blitzar's handball. Oh, made life really difficult for Atkins, who's pinged.
Oh, that's brilliant defence for the Brisbane player there. Who was that? Dunkley came forward, just anticipated. Brilliant decision to come forward defensively.
Geez, that's the sort of tackle they missed last week when Dunkley was out of the side. And he's going to go out wide to Wilmot. Wilmot pops one over the top, and they chain together a couple of uncontested kicks and marks.
Got to take it 1 minute here. Find uncontested marks for 1 minute. Game over.
2 minutes from home, 2-goal lead. Zorko on his bike, no one on the mark. And he'll hug the boundary via the cape. The Big O can't take the mark just through his hands. McCarthy out wide. McCluggage. Cameron got there first. Turning. Drew a couple of Cats defenders in. Got it to McCluggage, who's happy to be escorted over the boundary line by Zach Guthrie. Asked the question. And the umpire says, throw it back in. 50 out from the Lions goal for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy at the Gabba.
98 seconds left. Cats trail by an even 2 goals. They need to go, and they need to go quickly. A score from the Lions. It'll do it. Dangerfield, overhead handball. He knows time is of the essence. Down the line kick. Good mark, Close. Clock is ticking. Brad Close wheels and goes. Inside forward 50. Cameron just wanted it more than Harris Andrews. Marks on the 50-metre arc. Umpire calls him back. Play on. Launches the ball goalward. Minor score. And that, you would think, would just about do it. Lions gifted possession, 11 points the margin. They just need to find a target.
As McKenna finds that target into space, is Zorko takes the mark, and he will take his time.
That's where you start to cramp a little bit in the calf, etc.
Minute and change remaining. 11 points is the lead. And they find another target in Lockie Neal.
Reverse free kick here to Geelong.
What is the free kick for there, Simon Black? Did you catch it? Brad Close will take it. 50 out wide. And Cameron's kick has been smothered out of bounds. Maybe some justice there for the Lions. Timely smother there from Dunkley. A couple of massive defensive plays. Squeaky bum time as Chris Scott looks a bit nervous on the phone there. 46 seconds from home. 11 points, Lions lead. Boundary throwing the Big O from behind on Tomahawk, who taps it along the ground. Picked up by McCarthy, looked up, handballed into space. Lions with numbers. Neal picks it up now along the ground. Clever handball. Kai Lohman has it on the wing. Kicking forward, looking for Danaher. Will it get there? Did the body work illegally, according to the umpire? Reece Stanley free kick.
It's Danaher. Shocking free kick. a terrible free kick. Danaher was the one that initiated the contact. But that's game over. Well done to Brisbane. Found a way to win it. They would have been nervous. Twitching in that last quarter for sure, but they found a way to get home here. Danaher will just run the clock down. He's got 30 seconds.
Reece Stanley asking the question, how was that a free kick? Not sure what the explanation was, but Joe Danaher has the football. He's pointing to the goals. He'll count the clock down. They were taught a lesson last week by the D's. They went back to school during the week and learnt their lesson, and they hold on for an 11-point win over the Cats. Brisbane prevail 19-64 to 7-11-53.
Important win for the Lions, 9-10-64 by 11 points, 7-11-53 the Cats. Geelong had kicked 3 goals in 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter they came alive with 4 goals 3. The Lions kicked just the 2-goal one. Triple M Amy Review. Submit your fan clanger story to amy.com.au/fansurance and you could win. The concern though for the Lions out of this game, fellas, is that knee injury to Will Ashcroft, and let's hope it was just a hyperextension or something like that, and not the 3 letters that every footballer dreads.
No, absolutely. I mean, such a great young star of the competition, and for him, the worry concern is often the serious ones. There isn't a lot of pain involved, so we're fingers crossed for Will Ashcroft. But look, the Brisbane Lions.
Blackie, we'll just interrupt there and hear from Josh Dunkley. Thanks to Fox Footy.
Tell us about that. I mean, you would have watched from the sidelines at the MCG last week. What did you take away from that you implemented in this game?
Oh, we probably played a little bit too safe last week towards the end there, and tonight, the message was getting through, really take the game on, still play the way we want to, instead of going into our shell and playing a little bit more defensive, so keep taking the game on was the main one.
You must be pretty happy with the midfield battle, with obviously some stars on the opposition as well, but you just dominated clearance.
Yeah, it's always been a focus of ours, obviously got some great players, the Cats, and very experienced too, so to come out here tonight and really take it up to them it's awesome.
And I think we didn't see the energy from Geelong until probably late in the third quarter. Looks like your defensive actions were on from the very first bounce.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something we've been working on all year, probably back to the pre-season, day one. Defence was number one for us, and the good teams, they defend well, and the Cats did that last year and showed how far they can go, so we're still trying to keep improving each week, but it's good signs tonight.
And you've rotated a few players through the list, and Cal Archie seemed to really stand up forward and back late.
Yeah, I mean, Archie's a super player, he works away in the VFL at times, and when he gets his opportunity, it's so good to see him play well, so well done him.
When you have a young player like Will Ashcroft make such a big impact, and we don't know what the injury is at the moment, but does that suck the energy and make it a bit of an emotional period when he limps off with a knee injury?
Yeah, it does. I mean, Ashley's worked so hard from day one, and even prior to the draft, he's been super, competitor, so to see him go down is a bit frustrating and sad for us, but, we'll get around him and hopefully he's all right.
Yeah, let's hope he is, but congratulations on your game and your season. Fantastic.
Thanks, mate.
Josh Dunkley there on Fox Footy. 27 disposals, 7 clearances, 1 almighty important tackle on Tom Hawkins in the middle in that fourth quarter. Will Ashcroft, fellas, is out there. He's walking. That's not always necessarily an indication of what's happened there, Rocky.
No, it certainly is. His emotions seem in check at the moment. You never know. You don't want to guess what's happened or anything like that. He's out there talking to his teammates and opposition players at the moment. They're all getting around him. Hopefully it's good news and it's nothing too serious, but you never know with these things, and just cross all the fingers and toes to hope that it's not what we all suspect.
Do you know what was wonderful though is Patrick Dangerfield, Tom Hawkins and Chris Scott all went up to him to clearly check on him. I mean, yes, he's an opponent tonight, but they obviously understand just what a talented young player this kid is and how important he is to the game, and for them to get out there and check on his welfare was wonderful to see.
It sure was, and when he went down, there was numerous Geelong players at the time he went doan went over and patted him on the chest to see how he is, and it says wonders about the Geelong Footy Club, the character of guys that they are, and yeah, it's as they showed a great show of respect, and fingers crossed on young Will Ashcroft. But that person that got interviewed after the game, Lynchy went to, Josh Dunkley, he's a ripper. He is so important to this Brisbane midfield. The Brisbane midfield tonight, stat-wise, clearance-wise, they won the clearances 49-22, an absolute domination. The clearances, contested possession, 140-105, so plus 35 in that stat. And Josh Dunkley was superb. Wasn't there last week against the Demons. Coming tonight, his defensive tackle pressure as well as getting the ball in his hands. He is an absolute beauty. I think he'd be leading the Lions best and fairest.
McDonald's, by the way, always get a hot finish to the footy with Macca's winter pie range. Planners?
The Macca's, I'm loving at the moment, BT. I mean, what a game. The second half in particular, there were a lot of moments, but the Macca's moment, I'm loving at the moment, happened at the 15-minute mark of the third quarter, and here's how we called it on Triple M Footy. The Lions defenders, the job they're doing, the pressure is relentless. McKenna tapped it forward. Rainer later bounce through the corridor. Now Charlie Cameron's out. The footy's just got to get to him. It does. He dances, he weaves, he handballs. Selfless from Charlie. Goal to McCarthy. Lions are rolling.
Yeah, they negotiated that beautifully. The Triple MVP award for Case IH, Blackie. Case IH leaders in agricultural machinery. It's what we do. You're 3-2-1.
Yeah, look, Callum Archie gets the one vote tonight. Back into the team. He was fantastic for them. Had the 23 disposals, 9 marks. And
career high for him.
Yeah, and really stood up late in the game. Kicked a critical goal late to really make it a couple of goal margin. So big moment. He stood up. He gets the one vote. 2 votes tonight. In some respects, lucky not to get the 3, but is in the losing side. Tom Stewart, a real treat to watch him live. He had the 25 disposals. Went at 80% efficiency. 9 marks. Had 5 rebound 50s. He was magnificent. And the man I mentioned just a few minutes ago, Josh Dunkley, got the 3 votes. He had 27 touches, 16 of those contested, 8 tackles, 7 clearances, a couple of score assists. He was instrumental for the Brisbane team.
So the 3-2-1, Archie, Tom Stewart and Josh Dunkley. Triple MVP award for Case IH. Case IH leaders in agricultural machinery. It is what we do. In terms of the ladder for the Lions, if Port lose tonight, they're only a game behind them and greater percentage. So that underlines how important this was for them tonight, Rocky.
Yeah, they certainly keep their top 2 chances alive. You've got the Gold Coast Suns next week, which we expect them to win. They go over, take on Fremantle, Crows at home. Pies will be a massive game in round 23, and then St Kilda. So you'd expect them to probably win 4 of those games on the run home. Collingwood, if they can do that at the MCG as well, it'll be massive for them. So the top 2 is still a chance for the Lions.